That pit in your stomach lasts just about long enough and a little bit longer, and then the heat, oh, it's bad. It's bad this time, but, once again, it's gonna stop just before there's a tingling in your head this time that's there just before and then you land, and it happens every time you plane shift. It's never the same, and it's never comfortable. But just before it's real bad, you arrive, and this time it's a grassy field. Kinda smells nice. You look around at some of the trees, which are just a bit too tall, and they're swaying in a breeze that you don't feel, and they're really bright. A bright, almost a neon green? You could swear that one tree just pointed that way. And as you look towards where the tree pointed, kind of see down the hill through a little path, clearly to where there's a clump of tents and a few carts and wagons and odds and ends. And you all recognize what that is. And that's what you're here for. And behind you, you hear the voice of the person who brought you here, or at least the person who is responsible for the person who brought you here, because Nine Fingers Keen did not actually bring you here. She paid the wizard to do that. She goes, "Oh, I always hated that. Okay, take a moment, and then I'll tell you why we are here." And with that, hi, I'm Lauren Urban. She, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at my website, lauren-urban.com. We're going to meet our players and their characters that they're playing today. And so we're going to start with Mare. I'd like you to introduce yourself and your character. Give us a little description and then tell us, what is your character doing to recover from this plane shift? Because that was a little more uncomfortable than you expected.
Uh, so hi, my name is Mare. I'm all over the internet as Oh Hello Mare. My pronouns are she, her, and I am also playing Iona, who is also she, her. And coming from this portal, you see a towering woman about 7'2", 7'3". This is a Goliath woman, but unlike many of the other Goliath women you may have seen, she is not all muscle. She's kind of lithe and willowy. Her hair is pulled partially back um, in some darker braids that are pulled down. Her skin is like a moon glowy silvery blue. And unlike the strappy wear that you often see many Goliaths wear, she's kind of got a bit more of a oddly nautical look about her. Just a slightly billowy shirt, a vest, boots as well. And you can see that she goes from being her 7 foot height to then bending over with her hands on her knees. Just like, oh no, oh, it was great. You did a good job. That was, oh, best one yet. Best one, best shifting of the planes. Good job. Just throws a thumbs up there and is trying her best to look like she is not about to hurl up what she just had.
Well, fortunately, I don't think your companions notice, but we'll find out as Ian. Would you please introduce yourself and your character and tell us how are you recovering from that plane shift?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Ian, or your boy Big, on every part of the internet. Um, I am playing Zake in Air Janasi. Him and I both share he/him pronouns, and nobody sees anything. Um, but they hear, um, uh, uh, and if everyone took a moment and just looked to their left and look up a little bit, in a tree is Zake standing there, or is Zake caught there? He's about 5'10", a bit smaller in stature, as opposed to like other Air Genasi who have this light uh skin tone representing their elemental connection. He does look like a standard human. Uh Tan skin, mid-length hair, but very clear water blue eyes. He has small tattoos and adornments across his wrists and the backs of his hands that lead up to his forearms, and almost similar to um, a a piece of animated content that we will not name on here because they don't pay us to do so. Very flowy clothing, but it's not in the style of your traditional monk. It is travel ready and it is travel worn. Um, and as he's stuck in the tree, and he's like, I mean, I could get down, or like somebody could get me down. Can just somebody find my staff? I don't know where. Oh, here it is. And from his pocket, he takes out about a 3-inch stick, and he goes, "Oh, I found it. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna," and he fumbles as he drops his bow staff, and it extends to a large 5.5 feet and hits the ground with the dong 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 dong. And he's like, don't worry, don't." And he tumbles out of the tree, but in an instant before his face hits the ground and he completely breaks his nose again, he hits Featherfall and he just goes, "Okay, whew, okay, gotta remember that next time. Does anyone taste blue?"
Well, we'll find out if the last member of your party tastes blue in just a second. Cujo, would you please introduce yourself and your character and how are they recovering from this plane shift?
I held it together until you said, "Does anybody taste blue?" Um, Hi everybody. I'm Cujo. You can find me all over places at the Cujo Plays Games. I typically DM the main campaign, and I get to be a player this time. I'm always so excited to do so. Tonight I will be playing Kovar, a human druid. Uh, Stumbling through the portal is a man happily bringing up the middle space in height, standing about 6'2", um, not quite muscle bound, but very built, wide, a little burly. Um, he has a long, unkept, rust colored beard that comes to two braids that look like they haven't been redone in some time. Matching the same vibe is an undercut, so shaved on the sides and the back, but in the top is more of that rust colored hair, braided in the messiest of braids that just comes down just to about the small of his back. Many strands have come up and out of this braid, so it gets very disheveled. He has what looks like war paint that was once applied many, many weeks ago. So there's the sort of ghostly remnants of what was once a design. And his skin is pale, but he has these pale green eyes that almost blend in with his sclera. It's a little unnerving. You almost can only see his pupil. He wears a combination of uh, scraps of leather and twine and furs and natural elements. The uh, the sort of focal point is that there is this half shawl of fur around his shoulders, and he stumbles forward and takes several moments to breathe in the air, tasting and sensing the Feywild nature. Mm, mm, mm. Boy, are you all right? He asks Zig.
Still kind of, still kind of floating there, and he's like, yeah, yeah, no, I'm fine. Can you hand me my staff?
And I just sort of slowly trudge up, pick up the staff by one end. So there's that 5.5 foot long thing, and there's a solid as he just the end just right on top of the head.
Thanks. Okay, wait, oh shit! It falls after like the hit kind of like settles within his head. He's like, "All right, it's fine, it's fine. No, it's fine. I got this." Grabs onto the bow staff to leverage himself up, but legs are slowly floating up in the air too. And he's like, "I don't know why this keeps doing this. It's down," and legs kind of float down. Okay, cool. Whew, whew. It gets a little weird when I play shift. I gotta regulate myself a little bit.
You should do so quickly. There are already eyes on us.
I mean,
Oh,
I
great.
didn't have time to meditate before we got here.
Eyes, great, cool. How's my hair look? Good? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah.
It is there.
Look, if you're going to meet fair folk, you've got to look fair. That's part of the rules, right? They have a lot of rules, right?
At this
I
point,
think I can help with that. I'll
at,
do it later though.
yeah, at this point, as you say, that's one of the rules. You have to look fair. Uh, Nine Fingers Keen comes walking back over. She had been in consultation with the wizard who had brought you here, who you just know as Lady Croup, one of her bodyguards. Seems to be the wizard who is in charge of bringing you here. A dark-skinned half elf who seems to have actually been a bard up until the moment that you all just plane shifted, and seems to have been okay and is looking at all of you kind of in the annoyed way that bards do when you don't clap loud enough at their songs. But she doesn't say anything as Keen comes over and says, uh, I don't think that's one of the rules you really need to worry about. I mean, yeah, it's connected to the Feywild, and you probably should be presentable, but mostly it's, mind your own damn business and pay your own damn debts and, never be caught stealing a damn thing, caught stealing. Uh, but we shouldn't have to be worrying about any of that here. Well, I'm here to tell you why we're here. I just needed to get us away from prying eyes. You're all recovered? You're not gonna be floating anymore? We're all gonna be doing okay?
Yeah, no,
I'm,
I'm good.
I'm confident all of our digits will remain intact.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for reminding me. That's great. The person paying you to do this. You could keep reminding me of the fun things that have happened in my past, and maybe I will, remember to let you back to Faerun when we go back. But, we'll see what happens. So,
Uh, I think Iona does the thing of having missed the cue before with the other part and goes, Keen, you just crack me up. He probably didn't mean anything by that, because you don't just casually mention things that people are missing, right? Staring at Kavar.
I don't see what the problem is.
That
As
says
you were
more about you
saying,
than anything. Cool. Whenever you're ready, boss.
so the reason I needed to bring you here first, before I told you what we were doing, is because, as you probably know, once again, we've got some god trying to take over Faerun, because it couldn't just be once in my lifetime that I had to fight off a deity trying to destroy the world. It has to be twice that I have to be responsible for saving the world again. But I've only got so many things that can kill a dragon. Nonetheless, a lot of dragons. I'm starting to run real low. So I sent one of my really trusted people, because, you don't send people to the night market unless you really trust them. And he's been here a couple of times before, so I knew he knew what he was doing. So he came last time and made some arrangements and had bought a couple things that were promising, were real promising. And so I sent him back yesterday, and he never came back. It's supposed to be a 3-hour tour, and nope, never showed back up. Supposed to be back here 3 hours. So I need you to find him. And more importantly, I need you to find the weapons he was supposed to get, and or the payment, and then get me my weapons. So that's kind of the trifecta of things. Find my person, find my weapons, find my payment. Uh and you do those three things, and the three of you, those debts you owe me, will consider them square. How's that
And
sound?
Iona has her hand raised in the air as if she's in a classroom.
Yes, Iona.
Okay. Okay, so those three things. Do they have to happen in a particular order, and do we have to do all of them?
They basically, by the time you get back here, they have to have all happened. I don't care what order.
What happens if the person is
Dead?
yeah, that one.
I mean, it happens. I would prefer
But
you
that's
not
not
kill
gonna
them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
unless you have to and you have a good reason. Try to bring him back alive, mostly so that they can answer some questions. But I mean, however you find him, bring him back.
But
Um,
that's not gonna go against us if, even if we get like the money and weapons part, just in case.
Listen, this is the night market. If you can find parts of him, I'll be happy. And listen, if you find the weapons and not the money, that's also fine too. I'm kind of assuming if he bought the weapons, and he won't have the money on him. So that's understandable.
Okay,
Still,
like a good 2 out of 3. Gotcha.
well,
Awesome.
but still, and she reaches behind her into a bag, um, that you notice is kind of like a normal bag. And this is important because as she reaches in, she pulls out what is very clearly a bag of holding, and opens it up and kind of reaches way down in and rummages around and pulls out a couple of bottles and inspects them and kind of counts them and puts it back on in, and then holds out the bag of holding for someone to take. And then nobody takes it and just thrusts it at Zake.
Okay.
Do you want to take someone take it? All right, fine. And then
I'll take it. It's fine. I got it. It's fine. It's fine.
there you go.
Okay.
So um don't drop it. It'd probably actually be fine. It's a bag of holding. Everything in it would probably be fine, but don't drop it anyway. I'm going to send you to the weapons dealer that Posco was supposed to go to. Posco was the guy, my guy,
Yeah. Do we have a drawing, a
of
sketch,
of
the guy?
which guy? My guy?
Yeah, the one we're
Posca.
looking for?
Is an Eladrin, is about yay high. Nondescript.
Glances over to the Feywild that's possibly full of Eladrin. It's like, okay, yeah, there's not too many of them, right?
Yeah, I could give you a description, but it's going to be nondescript. That's the whole point of working for me. Is nondescript.
So,
That's valid.
what if we bring
Yeah,
you the
that's
wrong
valid.
Eladrin?
That would be
Will
bad.
we?
Don't do that.
Okay.
You're professionals. I trust you to not bring me the wrong person or
Cool.
parts of a person.
Posco?
Posca Kawani. And
Pos-
because she is awesome that way, she'll somehow tell you exactly how to spell that in a chat that is going to
Yes.
magically appear with their pronouns.
So we can have the illusory script, but not for the sketch, just for the name on it.
The subtitles suddenly appear in front of you. Posca Kawani, he, they. Yeah, Eladrin
little-
rogue, about kind of short for an Eladrin, but otherwise, like, once again, very nondescript. I am assuming
Short
going to be someone in some sort of trouble. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to send you to the weapons dealer they were supposed to make the deal with, and hopefully from there, pick up the trail. Now, if they didn't make it to the weapons dealer at all, in that bag, and she points to the bag that she handed off to Zake, that's another payment for the weapons that we were going to buy. So tell Tack Jack, there's the payment. Would you go ahead and make the exchange for the weapons I'm supposed to be getting? So at least you'll be coming back with something. But if he bought the stuff, see if you can maybe get a second round. I don't know. I don't know what he's got, but I need that. I need those arrows. There's a dragon up my ass that I gotta shoot, and I'm running low. So yeah, see what you can get. So yeah, but there'll be stuff in there. He'll be super happy to smell, and then get what you can. Find out whatever you can about where Posco went. Track him down. Find out what happened, and she reaches back into that regular bag and pulls out a weird metal ball, roughly made. It looks like an artificer put something together unelegantly, and she kind of gives it a turn, and you hear a click, and she looks back at Lady Croup, the bard, and says, "This one?" And gets a nod, and she pushes something in on it, and you watch as on one side of this ball, uh, a bar of light kind of starts to glow. And she says, "There's it's a timer. It's a timer. You got 3 hours. This is gonna like start to not be lit up, and the less light there is, the less time you have. Be back here before there's no light, because once this runs out, I'm gone whether you're here or not, because uh I have permission to be here, and my invitation extends to all of you to be here, but I don't want to uh get in trouble, and so I just make sure that that's in short little spurts. So we're just not going to push that. So here," and she holds out this timer
Uh,
that she
Okay.
gives to Kovar.
Like as Zake takes it, there's just huge hand just wraps around it and just takes it out of his grasp.
yes, that's probably best.
Yeah. So no matter what, be back here, because it's bad enough that I've already lost one person here because I don't know what happened to them. And if they've done some shit that is going to get my invitation revoked from this place, then I'm going to hunt them down in whatever plane of existence they are. And I'm going to make them regret it for several of their lives because I'm going to kill them and bring them back to life and then kill them again. So be back here no matter what. Any questions?
Do you have anything that this Posca would have had on their person? Anything that might carry a scent?
Let me make a roll. Let's see.
First roll the one shot, and it's the DM's roll.
It is.
Yay!
You watch her think for a moment. You know, I don't know if it's got much of his scent, but Zeke, give me back that bag for a second. The bag that I gave you. Give me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And she takes it back and she rummages back around in the bag of holding and eventually pulls out one of these little bottles that normally would hold like a potion of some sort, but it seems to be empty. And she doesn't uncork it. She doesn't do anything with it, but it is labeled on the side. And you do see that in kind of scratchy handwriting, all it says is Eladrin Joy. Don't open this. This is for tact check. But if you can, this is Posca's. So if you can get any scent off of it from the outside, here. And she hands that to you. Just don't open it because that's the payment.
Yes, no, I understand. I'm gonna try a thing.
Yeah, sure.
Can
Let's do
I-
this.
So I have a way that I think might work, but I'm gonna try as normal Kovar. Would you allow a survival check to pick up a lingering scent off of this bottle? If needed, I can wild shape into a dire wolf and then try to pick up a scent that way if you'd prefer.
Okay. Yeah, just give me the survival check as you.
Okay. I'll just do it in D&D Beyond here.
D&D Beyond. Oh,
So close to a 12, but it's not. It's a 2. That's a 10.
yeah, you give it a good sniff, and yeah, it's a glass bottle, and glass doesn't hold on to scent very well.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if you want to try something with a bigger nose,
I think there's enough of a frustration in Kovar to not have gotten anything that there's a as his form immediately with one fell swoop his whole form just becomes that of a dire wolf. You sort of pause at the bottle and then leans in close.
and you see as Keen does have that moment of like, don't open the bottle, but she doesn't say anything. All right. So what is being a direwolf is give you advantage on smell checks, I assume.
Advantage on sniffs.
I believe so, like perception checks, just something like
Wow.
that.
Egg on my face. I didn't look at the thing. It just has pack tactics, which is great.
It doesn't give you advantage on
Are the stats better?
perception checks based on smell.
Mm-mm.
Is this like the
I
new?
think that's like Pat.
Everything I've picked has been the new wild shape beast.
I bet you
rules
that
and
was the
everything.
old one. You know what? I will still give you advantage on
cool.
this because I'm pretty sure that was in one of the rules and it makes too much sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If that is the case.
Plus, you've also used a wild shape, so I'll give it to you.
Thank you. That is an 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, you paw at it and you give it a good sniff. And yeah. yeah, you think you've got enough of a scent that you could follow trail. You also, now that you're down in the ground and you've had to smell this little bottle down at the dirt, you get a lot of other scents. It's impossible not to. You're able to focus for that moment so that you can kind of file that scent away. But then the white noise of everything else. This is obviously a spot a lot of beings come in and out of a lot of the time. And yeah, it's not impossible, but it's gonna be very hard to follow this Eladrin's trail, especially from yesterday. But you've got his scent, and Keen seems to know at the very least where he was supposed to be going at first. And so you think with a starting point, that's going to help a lot.
I will then nudge the bottle with my snoot without opening said bottle towards Zake, um, so that they can take bag, put bottle back in bag.
And do that. I grab the bottle, put it back in the bag.
I think Iona
Okay.
can't help but pat Kovar on top of the head. Just can't help. Just like, sorry, instinct. Good job.
Sort of like lay down.
Keen looks at you and goes, and you were wondering how I lost my finger.
If a wolf could smile.
Zake puts the jerky that he was pulling out to give to Komar back. He puts it back in his bag. He's like, "Well, guess I'm not doing that."
People just.
You might like it. You think you might like a scratch behind the ear? I'd like someone to scratch behind my ear in this shape.
I'd love a good scritch. I'd love a good scritch too.
Hey, maybe around a campfire. Just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of down.
We're right. We're business right now. We're
business.
Yeah.
When we, later. Yeah.
3 hours, and then get consent, and then you can scritch all you want somewhere else. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Is this Eladrin dangerous? Like, should we be concerned about?
I mean, everyone I employ is dangerous, so yes. I mean, assumably they shouldn't be dangerous to you if you're trying to help them, but I don't know what they've gotten into, and it's the night market. I would assume nothing.
All right.
Then I say this with all due respect and whatnot. Is there anyone or anywhere that we should not mention our association to? Funny.
You know, we only have 3 hours. Why don't you not bother? Just don't worry about it.
Great. Heard.
This is one of the reasons I'm not going with you. I'm going to be here waiting, hoping to give you a little bit of backup if you come running. But I'll be here until that thing. And then she realizes that thing is what she gave to the person who's now a direwolf. But she still just points to the direwolf and goes, until the thing that's now in there runs out of light. And then we're gone.
All right. Well, boys, let's go. We've got a night to market.
Kovar stands back up on all fours and then looks back up. Your Eladrin will be returned to you with your weapons and your money. And then just starts slowly turning because Kovar can speak while in wild shape.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know you could do that.
Did Keen know you could do? All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you decide. Did Keen know you could do that?
I I kind of like that Keen knew but didn't tell anybody else.
Perfect. So yeah, she doesn't react, just kind of nods and goes, "Good."
Just like has a moment of like patting Zake's arm, talking wolf, talking wolf, talking wolf. We could do
Yeah,
something with
I
this.
know.
Kovar,
Could
You
like
do a
make
lot of
we could
stuff.
like make an extra penny somewhere with this.
Kovar
Good.
is just like pads by the other two, and there's just this teeny little out of his rear, just as he passes Zeke.
Oh, oh.
It smells a little rough.
It's a gust of wind.
Damn it!
I'm not gonna,
Oh.
not dealing with that. Not dealing
As you all start
All
to
right.
head down the path towards the night market behind you, you hear Keen go, "Oh, geez, what is that smell? Ah, worst. Oh,
if a if a wolf could smile, he'd just be walking through the trail like
So you have all been to the night market before, at least once.
Mhm.
But every time you go to the night market, it is different. It doesn't matter how many times you've been there. Doesn't matter how close the last time was. It is the night market. It is next to the Feywild, in the Feywild, attached to these other planes. It is its own thing, and the laws don't really apply, except for the three that Keen kind of rattled off about, mind your own damn business, pay your own damn debts, and never steal anything, or at least get caught
Okay.
stealing. So as you make your way on in, it is both something that you recognize, but also still a wonder. On the one hand, it is a market. There are stalls, there are carts, there are tents, there's sound, but the sound is that weird, loud enough to be a din, while quiet enough that all of the conversation could still be happening privately enough that you really couldn't overhear. There's smells, some of which you could easily identify, and others which you don't know if you've ever smelled anything like that in your life. And some of them are very enticing, and others are not so much. You see creatures, beings, uh, things. You see things, some of which are probably creatures. You hear things being sold. The least interesting of them being weapons and food and delicacies. But you definitely pass by uh, stalls that are selling trinkets that are. Over there is a tabaxi who you think might be actually selling like charms that they are claiming are good luck. But they also look like they've got a stall that they've probably picked up and moved about 12 different times. And you pass by on your way as you kind of round a corner. There's some of you might know what a Githyanki is after what happened with the Battle of Baldur's Gate. There's one talking very softly with another person that they're trying to sell a graft to that's going to change their life. It's going to absolutely change their life. She's not exactly sure what that is. And there's another being that kind of actually almost mirrors this Githyanki, but some of you recognize a Shatterkai who is apparently trying to wear as many shades of black as is possible in the universe in a tent that is black on a chair that is of black lacquered, and there's nobody around, but every once in a while, they just, like, peg someone whose gaze happens to meet theirs, and they pull a book kind of out of nowhere, and it's the only thing of color in this whole ensemble, and either the person that they've made eye contact with shudders and immediately runs away, or you see as that happens and the Shatterkai kind of puts the book away, and then someone else they peg and they pull out another book of another color, and then this person straightens and smiles and comes walking on over. The book doesn't look anything special, but now they're in intense conversation. You see a dragonborn over there selling crystals. Uh, and that seems kind of normal until you realize that they're all crystal dragonborn. And you see where the crystals are coming from. And you're like, that's that's gotta hurt. There's a human over there with 4 minotaur, and you think they're baking pies, and that just sounds lovely. And eventually you get to the place that you've been told you need to be, which is an armorer named Tatchak. And I will leave it up to the 4 of you whether you've actually made any kind of you've ever met this creature before. But Tatchak is a Thrycreen. And for those who have never seen a Thrycreen before, they are a humanoid size bug person. Picture a giant praying mantis. In this case, with an iridescent hued carapace. Their big front legs, the large ones with the pincers, are kind of actually folded up, and every once in a while reaching out and kind of flipping through a book that their large head with the two multifaceted eyes are kind of looking down on. And then they've got a smaller pair of legs that have a very much more intricate pair of hands that are looking through a couple of other books and seem to be doing some kind of accounting work. And around them, the cart that they're in front of is relatively small. You don't see very many weapons out. Like you see a couple of swords, and is that a gun? You don't know what that third thing is. Have no idea what that third thing is. It's weird. And uh he is just there working on stuff. And as you come walking on up, there is a sign that is placed very prominently right in front of Tatchak that is in 4 or 5 of kind of the most common languages, including common, that says, please allow for telepathic communication or prepare to do a lot of writing. And uh, I will let all of you decide whether your characters know this or not, but you know that Thrycreen speak telepathically.
I have a question.
Sure.
How tall is this Thrycreen?
This one head is about like 5'5".
Oh, he's just a little guy. Okay.
Yeah, not too big.
Yeah. I think Iona, having looked around just the night market, just, you know, after the nerves of getting here, has just been wide-eyed, wondered, very excited to be back here. And I think as they're approaching where they're supposed to be, does the same sort of thing and like swats at Zake. And it's like, oh, Thrycreen, Thrycreen, Thrycreen. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's so cool.
What? What's that third thing over there? It's like, is it supposed to be a weapon? It's very fat. What?
Hmm?
Oh, 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 oh. This is actually gonna be really nice, right? Because I've been working on a lot of like deep meditations and what have you. I know Thrakins they speak telepathically, so this would be really good for my mind palace to see if I'm able
Oh,
to really focus on speaking with them. So, uh,
I don't have a mind
uh,
palace. Is that going to be okay?
yeah,
I don't think
they're
many
just gonna know.
people have mind palaces. That is a very grand thing. He says, still in direwolf form, gesturing
With the paw.
with the paw.
At one point, Zake has legitimately tried to like ride Kovar and like while speaking to Iona is gently trying to hoist himself up. Fully has levitate, but is deciding to go Rugrats style on top of Kovar while speaking. Yeah, no, I think that we could like at some point just ooh, I made it.
Hmm.
You're so
Hold on, I have
warm.
to look. What's your AC?
Is what you're doing strength based?
Yes.
I'd like to do contested strength.
I
Well,
well, we're an hour barely an hour in, and here we are, so sure, here we are.
I got a six. Wait, so a 16 total.
Can I use my strength for this?
So you're trying to
Scale.
forcibly s
Not
All
really
I'm
forcibly, but just
This
like
rodeo.
Let me explain my intent.
okay.
My
yeah.
intent is to quickly turn, place jaw around like wrist, but not actually like do any damage. It's more just to establish like I will rip your hand off
Oh,
next time.
Mm.
then I will not contest this. I will just gently remove my arm from jaw of said wolf, and then still looking at Tack Jack, just go. So anyway, I think this will be a good opportunity to test out how strong my mind palace is, and in an effort to get this going, I'm gonna go and approach.
Mhm.
All of this has happened, and Tac Jack has not looked at any of you at all, has continued to just be focused on what is going on with their accounting. Um, yeah. But yeah, if you approach, and once you get
Yeah.
up to the sign, um, I will ask, does your mind palace have a door?
Uh huh.
All right, at the
Listen,
door,
I could
you
describe it if you'd like.
you metaphorically at your door hear a
The door to the mind palace
Who
gently
is
cracks,
it?
and it's a version of Zake. Looks very homey, wearing an apron. Goes hello.
and this is essentially the Thrycreen requesting a mental link in order to be able to talk with you. And so now you hear
I leave it
in
open.
your head Tac Check saying, "This one appreciates being able to say hello. Hi. This one is known as Tech Check. And you are?"
Hello, my name is Zake, and these are my friends. This is Iona and Gobar.
And Tech Tech looks at each of you, and you will hear metaphorically the same knocking on your brain, basically asking, is it okay to make a mental connection?
I think that you have Iona has a moment where she's trying to figure out, she's like, okay, I don't have a mind palace. Just kind of like thinks really hard. Hello. And just thinks it
The
really
microphone, the
loudly.
gain way too high.
Oh
Hello!
no. Hello. And like she's concentrating really hard to do so.
This is
Can
what
you hear me?
Gomer Gomer sees the physicality in Iona. Yes, hello. Wonderful to meet you. First time, maybe.
Ah, there is always a first time, but that is okay. I am pleased to be someone's first time. This one is known as Tack Jack. You are known as?
Iona. Oh, wait, can we say it out loud? Okay, Iona. And just thought it really loudly so everyone would have seen silence and a lot of concentration. Whether or not Tack Jack could hear it is.
God.
Basically, as soon as you've allowed the mental connection, they're essentially going to hear everything you say mentally no matter what until
Yeah.
you are like, "Nope." Because they are polite and they're only going to make that mental connection as long as you let them.
Okay.
Uh, if they wanted to force something, then there'd be rolls. How about you, Kovar? You gonna continue to
Yeah.
talk out loud?
I will. I will limit to strictly telepathy.
Okay. Uh, how can this one assist you in this fine night market?
Uh, yes. We um a colleague of ours sent us to you because you may have had a recent sale of some particular weapon items to a specific Eladrin. Um, I don't know if you caught their name or if you get names with your dealings, but that sale was to go to our colleague, and unfortunately, that was never made. So we were wondering if they ended up purchasing the items from you. Um, let's start with that. Did they? Do you remember an Eladrin by the name of looks at Iona?
Pasca Kawani. Pakusa Kawani.
Do you
You
Posca,
watch,
I believe.
yeah, you watch as Tech Check cocks their head at the two of you as you say this, and there's a very long pause, and uh, yeah, um,
Methinks that
uh,
was the second roll of this game.
Yeah.
Zake, when you talk about your mind
Oh shit.
palace, do you have like
Uh huh.
actual um when we're talking about mechanically, do you have anything that is
Oh
actually preventing uh reading of thoughts?
no, that was flavor text. I was erring on the side of like meditation with being a monk and what have you, like, oh, like this will be like a thing, but no, I don't have anything mechanically that'll prevent that.
Okay. I was just making sure. Um as there's this very long pause and then Tack Check says, "Normally this one would not speak of dealings that are not yours. However, this seems to be something that you are telling the truth about. Who has sent you?"
Respectfully, we would prefer not to, as you as well, not speaking about your dealings, we wouldn't like to give the information of our colleague for their safety and privacy.
Understandable. Let this one say, I will. This one will give that information. Would this group be interested in completing that transaction?
These ones would. We were
I
told
I I I I, I don't know if
no.
we should do that. I think we should
But
just
aren't
no
we
no no
supposed to get the
transaction.
thing? That's like the one thing we were sent here to do. One thing. Well, three things,
No,
We
I
but
just don't
this
think
we
would be
I
one
don't
of the
think you should
things.
I don't think you
we
should
would
speak to
like
them
to
like that is what I mean.
understand first if our colleague had been here to converse with you to complete the original arrangement. Respectfully, we are simply here to find our friend and ensure that business is completed once.
And respectfully, this one wants to make sure They are, in the parlance of this place, minding their own damn business. So if those before this one were interested in completing that transaction, then maybe there could be more discussion. Kovar, make a insight check.
I was gonna say, like, insight checks.
Nice.
All
Nice.
right,
Nice.
D20. Don't betray me. Don't betray me. Don't betray me. Don't betray me. You did not betray
I'm
me. That
gonna
is a
join in on this
22.
too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tech check, you can't read this. This is an insect. The reason they have to speak telepathically to you is because what is a waving antenna? What is the slight change in the outer carapace mean? What does it mean when the arms do? None of that is readable to you. And so you like intellectually know that is how they communicate with each other, is this body language and some of the sounds they can make with their mandibles and all of that. But there is enough of this forced telepathic communication, especially the second time, that you're like, oh, okay, yeah. We are completing the transaction. So he's essentially told you, no, this guy didn't come by, but you buy the shit he wanted you to buy, and I'll give you, not only will you have proved to me that you are actually here on behalf of the person you're supposed to be here, but we can continue to talk. So
I will I'll turn to Zake. I believe we are here to do business.
That is understood. Perfect. Would you like to do this here? Or is there a place that you would feel more comfortable to handle this?
this is a place of business for this one. If you have payment, I have the delivery. And without moving, you watch as one of those big arms reaches back into the cart behind them. An impossible reach all the way past their thorax, and then comes back out with another bag of holding that they place down in front of them and start to say to all of you, yes, this one is prepared with the order as was placed for 12 arrows of dragon slaying, 1 potion of dragon majesty, amethyst, this one believes, 2 spell scrolls of earthbind, and this one believes you have the 4 bottles of payment.
Zake, obviously not one in shady dealings, equally dramatically reaches into his side pouch. And it's just, and then slowly pulls out the second bag of holding and goes, I believe we do have payment for said merchandise.
I love this so
It's
much.
like it's so like so unpracticed. So like this is not what I do, but hey, we're here.
The best thing about this is you're being all like shady when this is like the open part of the dealings of the night
Mhm.
market.
Yeah.
But I love it. And so Tech Jack nods and basically picks up their bag of holding, reaches in, and starts pulling out without ceremony the stuff that they just rattled off, the arrows, the potion, the 2 spell scrolls, and placing it on the counter, kind of expecting you to do the same.
Oh, okay. I match energy. I go, oh right,
I
here we
think that
go.
I think that there's like a moment where Iona, because are you still in direwolf form, Kovar? Okay, Iona leans down impossibly far, like like beyond a 90-degree bow, and down is go, four, four. Did they say four? 4 potions?
4 cents. I'm guessing. 4 bottles
For
that we were
bottles.
to pay with. Yes,
Okay, and we have 4?
I believe so.
Okay, okay. I just saw the
yes.
1.
Yeah. Do I
That
pull
was
out
the
4?
If you reach in, you will eventually pull out 4 well,
Okay.
yeah, because you gave back the 1 that you got from okay, so yes, you will pull out
Yeah.
4 there's nothing else in the bag of holding. You could turn it upside down and do a
Okay.
little shaky shaky. There's nothing else in that bag of holding. It's 4 bottles that are all the same size. They all look empty. They're all glass, tinctures sized, about that big, with, cork-ish stoppers with a little bit of wax, that have writing on the side. You lay them all out, and Tack Jack looks them over and n kind of, "Yes, this is the payment this one was expecting. Excellent," and scoops them up with their more mobile hands. And everybody give me perception checks.
Oh yeah, baby.
Woo. Let's go.
'tis an 11.
17. Oh, it was
Wait, no.
angled. It
Wait,
was
no.
angled on the screen.
I got a 15.
So, I also got a 15. I apologize. I keep wanting. It's my first druid, guys. Be nice to me. I keep
You
having
got
to go to my direwolf
Oh,
stats.
the
I
other
apologize.
the direwolf. So I got a 17.
Excellent. With those rolls, as Takchak kind of scoops up all 4 of these bo- bottles, so you know the one has listed on it Eladrin Joy.
Mhm.
Um, you see the other 3 have listed human fear, dwarf introspection, dragonborn terror. And as Takchak picks them up and puts them like next to them somewhere nearby, and says telepathically, this one will not be offended if you want to count the merchandise that they have put out. Uh, this one is too excited to try one of these to bring back to the rest of their group. One moment, please. And they pick up one of the bottles that you see is the Eladrin Joy, actually, and use their little arm, the little arm claws to pop it open and immediately put it under their nose and take a big and then they just kind of hang there for a moment. Curious. Excellent. And they put the little bottle somewhere and they say, does everything meet your expectations?
Uh yeah, I think Iona would count based on what the order would have been.
Yep,
Just
it's all there. 12.
exactly there.
12. Well, you see 12 very nice black arrows with wicked fletching. You'd probably have to do some kind of detect magic
Identify,
or
yeah.
identify to really tell, but you can tell they're at least real nice arrows. The
Mm.
potion itself, once again, seems like a potion, and it does have a purple iridescent hue to it. And the 2 spell scrolls, uh, I'm gonna say at least those you are magically inclined enough that you can at
Yeah,
least tell.
I'd be
Yeah,
able to
those.
eyeball those. And these
Yeah,
were potions of what again?
it's 1 potion of dragon majesty.
Dragon Majesty. And it was just the 1 potion. Okay,
Yep.
not 2. Okay, it was 2 scrolls, 1 of those, and then 12 arrows of dragon slaying.
Yep.
God, gosh, identify takes a million years unless you use a spell slot, and it's only for one object. But I have to do that
I
12
can detect
times.
magic if you want.
Right. Well, because identify would be able to ensure that that has the correct spell placed on it.
Mhm.
But that seems legit. We can check them on the road back. I mean, honestly, we're just accomplishing Keen's request. We're fulfilling the order. Keen can come back and handle the Thry-Cream if you like. Yeah, that's not said out loud. None of this said out loud. Definitely that sort of energy. I think that I think Iona definitely looks at that, kind of examines the arrow, kind of like sniffs it, feels the wood and whatnot on it. I'm just goes, these are nice. Glad I'm not firing them. Um, and just kind of wraps them back together and then turns back around towards Zake. I was like, got room in there?
Plenty. Opens the bag.
And then just
All right.
down and they go.
In they go. Was
Right.
there any other business this one could attend to at this moment?
So you seemed as though you knew who the prior exchanger of the merchandise was supposed to be. Um, but and you know that they did not come for here. Have you seen them at all?
Yes, now that we have confirmed you were here on behalf of the person you are on behalf of. Posca has been here before, several times, but they were here most recently a while ago, had purchased several of my wares and had made arrangements to come by material plane yesterday for this exact order with that exact payment, but did not show up, which is disappointing. That potion was difficult to find. That is also odd. My understanding is their employer is usually very reliable.
Question for our storyteller.
Yes.
We have this gathering of tents and stalls and carts that make up the night market. Are there any trees immediately, like inside the night market itself?
Not directly, but in between some of the tents and stalls and pretty close. So like dotted throughout. So like you're not standing next to a tree because like the pathways that have been carved through that everything is, I mean, think county fair.
Okay.
So you are surrounded by forest, but the pathways that you're directly on are like dirt pathways. The tent that you are facing, the cart and the tent, the cart that you're facing with Tack Jack, his cart is in a, it's not even really like a placed stall. It's not like a set location. It is essentially a big enough spot between a few trees near
Oh.
the path. So there are trees very close. What would you like to
Um,
do? Let me try to help you here.
well, I just looked at casting time, and that's not going to happen because it's 8-hour casting time. I was going to go
Ooh.
cast Awaken on one of the trees.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not a small thing.
That is not a
That's
small
not
thing.
bad.
Oh,
Wait. I might hold on. I think my staff will be able to do it, and I don't have to wait the casting time.
right.
Yeah, I have a staff of the woodlands. Um,
Oh, cool.
it'll expel a lot of charges if we feel as though that this is important. Now, here's another thing: less charges, maybe same effect. Speak with plants.
Hmm,
That.
that's the goal.
Could we
Okay,
just talk with
okay,
the
okay, okay,
plants?
okay. Do we want to do that here?
I would say we should probably maybe look closer to the trail that we came from. Maybe perhaps
Yeah.
then guaranteed our compatriot would be
Is
within sight.
well, I mean,
Hmm.
how often we should have asked if they had come and done other business with anyone other than dear Tech Jack here. Maybe is there a tavern here or a drinking hole?
Tac Tac looks at you and says, I do know the day they were supposed to come and make business with me. They did stop at some other stalls, I believe. And I do
Ah,
know that there are other stalls that they frequent very often. But that information, this one wonders what that information would be worth.
well, let's talk business.
Excellent.
You see, there's kind of like this little shift where Iona has had a slight goofiness about them. And then something about the way they roll up their sleeves. And there's these nautical tattoos, these nautical and lunar tattoos that are on their arms. And they lean onto the counter that's there. It's like, all right. So what's your favorite flavor, I guess? And looks at the bottles that are on the table.
This one enjoys bringing emotions back to their family. That, and they point down at the bottles, is an inelegant solution to that problem. It brings the scent of an emotion of a particular being. I get the flavor, as you would say, but the best, the truest way to experience an emotion is this right here, allowing this one to experience it with you. And I have never experienced any emotion with one such as you. So this one would pay quite a lot of information if you would open your emotions to this one.
Is that what that third thing is for?
Hey,
No,
Yes,
what
the
third thing
emotion
are you
opener.
talking about?
This is
the
the third
wall.
thing. You got like swords, and then there's like an axe, and then there's a
Sword,
third thing that's
axe.
nondescript.
Oh, no, that
It's
is.
very
Were you interested in purchasing that? It is a very expensive weapon.
Merely an inquiry for curious minds. If you've not felt curiosity before, boy oh boy, do we have a lot of it right now for that in
give you that in
particular.
spades. Give you that in spades.
I will say, if you were interested in also offering some emotions, I have not experienced very many from one of your kind, and you might be able to pay enough for that BFG.
I want the
That's what it's
BFG. Iona, I
called.
want the BFG.
You want the PFG? You want the PFG? Okay,
Absolutely.
let's see.
What emotion would you like to
Let's see.
experience?
Let's see
Can I
how big the
create an
buffet is.
emotional?
What we're gonna do? It's not an unlimited buffet here, bro.
This is
I'm
both
Um,
so
Cujo
excited. I
and
was just gonna
Kovar,
dish
by
it
the
up.
way.
So okay. All right, we gotta play it cool. Gotta play it cool. Remember, we talked about this. Play it cool. You start
I'm
with asking
cool.
them a question, such as,
Hmm.
"So, will it hurt?"
Only if you would like to remember an emotion that includes pain, but I would
No.
not cause any pain.
I bet I've got something that you will be able to keep in your head for a long time. And she, from somewhere, whips out a tantan, which is like a tambourine. There is nothing that brings emotion quite like music. So you
So
have the bard in front of the thri-kreen going, I promise I can give you more than an emotion. I can give you a feeling, the feeling of a song never leaving your head. Wouldn't that be quite a feeling?
make a persuasion check.
Would love to.
It's really good.
And
Okay.
I would walk 500
Baby shark do do do
And
do do
Da,
do.
da,
No.
if you start singing Wonderwall, I immediately am going to roll initiative. I'm just warning you.
Oh god. Okay. All right. Persuasion check.
and now all I can
Yes,
think about is
please.
Wonderwall.
Okay, come on, baby.
Not
Well,
bad.
that is a 24.
Excellent. There's a moment in where once again, it's impossible to read physicality in this creature, so you've no idea what some of these movements mean, but eventually uh in telepathy you hear this one experiences emotion through memory. Would you remember a favorite performance of yours?
Would I get to keep it still?
Of course, I do not take away. You
Okay.
will
The
be
island where I come from, you got to be careful about who you talk to things with because next thing you know, your cousin's a frog and they don't know because they just said they wanted to jump higher and it's crazy. You understand when these bubble universes get like this. I'm just making sure we're on the same page.
you will be tired, and this is something we can only do once today. So if this is the most powerful emotion that you can offer, this is the only thing you can offer me today.
And that gives me the information that I would need about where Pasqua is gone, and like the places to go. And then would this also be for the BFG?
This would not cover the payment for the BFG, but I would happily answer many questions
Brilliant.
about
Cool.
where Posca has gone for this memory of
Fabulous.
yes.
Have I got a show for you? And they're like ready to like do this. They're like, wait, hold on. Do you want me to do the performance right now? Or how do you do this?
And here's what I need you to do.
Okay.
As you say that,
Scary.
no, don't be scared.
When you said tired, my Iona's not thinking about this, but I'm thinking that is this. Are we talking exhaustion levels tired? But
Tell me about this memory. What are you remembering? What performance specifically are you remembering in this moment?
I think that in this memory, you can see Iona very much like in what seems to be traditional wear for the Moonshay Isles, and has snuck down to these docks and these piers and has started to play music as a way to get passage out of there. And this is they've never performed songs and chants and shanties in a way with more passion in her life because she just wants to be able to see something other than these islands she's been sequestered to. And it's not even maybe the performance in and of itself was still amateur, still green, but it had so much passion. Kind of like where the notes, because they are technically wrong, they are covered up with the heart of someone who knows that this is the way they get to go.
So the heart, the emotion that permeates this entire memory is passion tinged with
Like
that.
wanderlust. Like it is passion, determination, wanderlust. Like with even like that faintest kind of like how you sometimes drink a tea and it's pretty sweet. It's got the milk in it. It's beautiful, but there's always that bitter taste. There's that little bitter taste under it, and that's desperation. So it is a layered memory of emotions.
As you ask Tack Jack, how do we do this? For a brief moment, you are there, standing on the dock in your outfit, desperately doing this performance again, putting your heart into every wrong note, every moment to go get passage so that you can see everything, anything, just to get out of here. And then you're back. And the memory's still there. It's all still there, but there's, you know, that feeling you have when you've had a good cry and there's that
Oh,
little bit of exhaustion, but it,
that
it still feels
catharsis.
okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what you feel in this moment. And you watch as Tack Check, their giant insectoid eyes almost shimmer. And in a very human gesture, they bow. This one is grateful for that memory. What questions do you have about Posca?
Um, the places, if they've frequented your stall, they've frequented others, as you've said, where might be the places we could see them? And do you know any? I know the words here are mind your own business, but if you happened to have gleaned any, what we over in Faerun call the tea on Pasqua, maybe things you've picked up about their nature, have they made enemies? That would be most helpful to us.
As for your first query, I do know of 3 people that they often frequent. At the very least, I have seen them directly or they have talked about. There is a skill trader down the way to the left, a Kenku that they have frequented, I believe, every time I have seen them. Uh, I believe their name is Bill. I do not know if they came the day they were supposed to visit this one, but Bill is visited quite often by Posca. And you could swear in the mental link you all feel Tack Check like smile as they say, of course, they visit grandmother. But who does not visit Tholson? And I believe they also visited Dar, specifically on that day, this one did see them go to that tent as this one was headed to take care of this one's own business.
Mm.
Dar has a tent on the far side, a Azimar. Uh, that one, I do not know what that one trades in, but I would that you had requested tea,
Yes.
the metaphorical.
The
Any
metaphorical tea.
any being that visits Dar, there is more going on with them than is known.
They're enigmatic.
Dar trades in endings.
That is so dreadfully interesting and terrifying. Good to know. Trades in endings.
And I need all three of you to make history checks.
Oh, but I'm not smart. Okay.
Oh, come on.
I'm cute, not smart. Oh God, anything could happen though, right?
Anything can happen.
Oh, so close to a 20.
A 9.
7.
14.
14. Okay. Let's see. Iona, these three people sound fun, but you're not familiar with any of them. Kovar. Oh, yes.
Can I just okay, grandma, and what was the other word? Was that their name? We got no other description.
Yeah,
Grandma?
you got
Grandmother?
grandma and that their name is Thulson.
Thulson.
Thulson. Thulsun. Which I
gosh.
will say, Zake, with your role, of course you know Grandma Thulson. They're a furbolg who has a little tea and cookie shop here. And the reason that Takchak says, of course, they went to go visit Thulson. Everybody else at the night market is some flavor of weird, dangerous, odd, insert some sort of adjective of warning. Thulson seems to be this random furbolg who's just been there forever and bakes cookies. And it's
Love that.
every time it's been like they're a hag. No, they don't seem to be a hag. They're a this in disguise. No, they don't seem to be a this in the cookies are poisoned. No, they don't. Like every time any of you have been here or you've heard about someone being here, there's eventually someone is convinced that Thulson is some form of something else and eventually either let it drop or get ornery and confront Grandma Thulson. And it's the one time you've ever seen everybody in the night market not mind their own damn business. I will also say with your role, you have also seen Bill the Kenku. You don't actually you don't really know skill trade, but you have seen this Kenku like out in front of their tent doing stuff. So you know where that tent is. Kovar, it, like it, Thulson, Bill the Kenku, even with that role, Dar, it's not the name. It's the someone trades in endings.
Mm.
That feels very familiar. Meanwhile, Takchak says, yes, those are the three, I believe. There is a possibility they visited more, but those three, this one can confidently say they visited that day.
Good stuff. Thank you, Tech Jack.
Thank you for that memory.
Yeah.
Your
Was there
turn, and then just shoves Zake forward. You want to go, Kovar? You want to go next? You line up.
I s- I mean, do we have time for the? If we have time, then sure. But like, I don't want
If
to
you
take
wish
too
to
much of the.
conduct business, it is all right. I would like
It's
to
a
check the
BFG.
I would like to check the orb just to see like time wise how
Yeah.
are we
Oh yeah.
doing?
You check the orb and you're like a third of the way into it. So you've still got some time. And at this point, you now have the weapons that
That's a third of the job.
Mhm.
and from your discussion with Keen, that seemed to be one of the big things. Like finding him was the other part, but like she mentioned getting the weapons a bunch. So you've still got some time. If you wanted to do a little bit more business, you think you got a little bit more time before say we're going to go on break. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Uh,
Yes.
how,
Are
what would you require for the BFG?
Oh, that is a very, very powerful weapon, and one that is, as far as this one knows, a one of a kind. That would need a very powerful memory, something unique, something just as unique and dangerous.
Everyone who's paying attention sees the very relaxed, gentle smile that Zake normally has kind of harden and disappear. And he looks and he goes, I think I may have something if you're willing.
I am always interested in a trade. If it is not enough for the BFG, there are many other things that I can offer. And if it is, if there is not something here immediately that I can offer that is of your liking, there are many things that this one can procure. So your efforts will not go to waste.
Okay. There's a table in between us, kind of, right, where they put the merchant. Okay. You see Zake kind of like it's he levitate hops onto the table and he sits down cross-legged and in front and goes, may I have your hands, please?
Certainly. Would you prefer my principal or my secondary?
Principal.
Excellent. And you watch as the giant arms that are usually, it was the ones they reached behind them with, the big ones that with the pincers reach out and delicately, even though they've got to kind of fold in a weird way, and Takchak has to move back to give room, reach out
Mm,
and take your hands.
okay. I I gently lay my hands on top of theirs respectfully, and I close my eyes. And if Kovar and Iona are to the sides or behind, you can feel a small wisp of wind that flow right through you, and it does flow through you, and you smell incense and burning. between myself and our gracious host here, I completely open up my mind and things go very black very quickly. And there's a distant sound of a strike of a match, and then there's a glow of a candle. And you don't see anything other than this glow of the candle, but you hear in the background thwack, and then feet, and then thwack, and then more feet. And the feet grow louder as those thwacks grow more faint, and you can smell the burning of the candle, and you can feel sweat, and you're anxious, and you're not fearful, but you're expectant. And you hear another thwack, and then heavier feet, and they expand from one set to two set to seven to 10. And in an instant, you feel large gusts of wind. You smell the burning of the candle. There's incense whiling back and forth, and those thwacks get louder and louder and louder. And you feel sharp whips across your arms and over your shoulders, but you are moving, you are gliding, you are pushing fast, and you're not fearful, you're not scared, you are determined, but you are not angry. There is peace in your movements and the flow, and you hear thwack, thwack, and more feet, but the feet go from 10 sets to seven as the thwacks get louder to a two to a single set to where we are looking down at our own feet, the smell of sweat, the candle still wisping, the smell of incense, and things go brighter as a door opens and a man gently walks in and he goes, "That was very good. I think you may have found the balance. We'll see if that will continue with your focus." And that large gust from the door pushes back into you, and you can smell fats of meat cooking and more bigger fire, a larger fire smoke smells, and that anxious, non-fearful but determined feeling subsides, and it's just quiet, relaxed accomplishment. And then Zake opens his eyes and then looks, and that smile comes back to his face, and he goes, "Whew, what does that get me?"
Before I answer that, in this memory that you've literally now just re-experienced, like you've just gone through it, heard that rhythmic sound, felt that sweat. You could still smell the incense in the air. That person who came walking on in, who said those words right at the end. What's the initial emotion you feel from that person when you think about them?
Um, the emotion we feel about them is nervousness, expectation, and then immediate relax after the response. There is a feeling of a paternal figure, but not a father. This is an authoritarian feeling. This is an educator feeling. This is a person that you do not want to upset, but even if you did, it just means more is expected of you.
So respect is kind of underlying a lot of this?
No,
No. Okay.
there's not there's not a line of respect there, but there's a line of understanding. Through that entire enduring, this was something that was told that needs to be done.
Ah,
Zeke didn't want to do this.
that's what I was looking for. Okay. You come out of this and kind of smile and bubbly, and Tack Jack keeps their hands there for just that brief extra second. Those big eyes, even though they're offset from yours because of the angle of their face, still manage to like look directly into yours, having now lived this moment with you. And in your head, you hear them respond with, "That was a beautiful moment. Thank you." And you once again, you feel kind of
Yeah.
the same way, like you've had a good cry. And it's a little tiring, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
Ooh, I'm gonna get down now. Doesn't levitate down, but like again, Tommy Pickles from off the counter style gets down off the table. Okay. Woo.
And they pull their large arms back and take a second themselves, and then one of the arms reaches over and grabs this weird weapon that you'd noticed at first when you came on over, that is this kind of almost nightmarish collection of metal implements. You all know what a gun is. You've all seen various weapons.
Mm.
The Eberron is not a thing that is weird to any of you, but this looks like an artificer decided to play a prank on somebody, and it's just this nightmare. But somehow, with one arm, pulls it up and then sets it down with a clunk and says, "Have you ever wielded anything like this before?"
Oh no, no, never. I don't. I I I don't. I don't really like to fight. Like it's not my thing. I didn't do this for me. I did this for him. And I point at Kovar.
Well, whoever is going to wield this weapon, I will take a moment and teach you how to wield it, because this is not for fighting, this is for winning. And with that, we're going to take a small break. And when we come back, you will have a BFG and a trail to follow to find the next person on your list.
I love shopping.
I love it.
Hey, listen, if you're shop at the night market, you can find some weird stuff. And we'll be right back.
Yay!
And we're back. And you now have a BFG. Just the little things. As you walk away from the from Tech Check's cart, now with the knowledge of how to use this wild weapon, I will ask, who has the BFG? Just for
Oh, I
my own
have it.
edification. Okay. All right. Uh,
I have it. Yeah.
I figured I'd ask just because there was that moment where you thought about giving it to Zay to Kovar, but okay. Excellent.
I think Kovar would have dropped wild shape. So like this BFG is like leaned against him, sort of stares at it, places a finger, and then just leans it back against Zeke. This is something you earned with something that was deeply personal. It wouldn't be right for me to accept this, knowing what you gave and what you experienced.
Okay. And then like grabs it and puts it in the bag of holding. I say,
How
how do I look? I assume it's like stupid big. Ugh.
yeah. How big is it?
Um, it's real big.
Like I'm 7 feet tall, so is it really that big?
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculously large. It is comically oversized. Whoever built this thing was either like a giant, literally, or
Oh,
or was, like I said, an artificer who was playing a prank on someone.
on some.
Uh, You have no doubt it works. Like the way that TacJack was talking about it and giving instruction on how to use it, there's no doubt this thing works. Um, but yeah, it seems like it was made for someone who is way bigger, maybe in the military. It's wild. So yeah, even you would kind of be doing this.
Sick.
And you do know you only get one use of it a day because that seems to be as much power as it can manifest, because it does seem to be from the way TacCheck was describing it, you're not going to fight with it, you're going to win with it when you shoot it.
That's awesome.
And then basically it has to recharge for another like 24 hours before you can shoot it again. So it's a good thing you have a bag of holding, because there ain't any other way that you're going to be able to transport this thing around. But
Sick.
beyond that, you've also been given 3 names of other people who have talked to the person you're trying to find. Bill the Kenku, Felsen, and Dar. Who would you like to go see next?
Respectfully, if I may,
Hmm?
I would very much like to see this Dar.
Oh, the one who's trades and endings?
Yes,
Yeah, that was dreadfully put. Yeah.
yes. I would very much appreciate perhaps that being our first, well, next stop in our little investigation.
All right.
Yeah. And then we should end with grandma because I mean, after all of
We're
this,
gonna
we're
need some
gonna want to
tea.
try
Do you think she
and some
sends us to
cookies. It's
go?
gonna be awesome. Mm-hmm.
He leaves with like a paper bag with like grandmother's cookies. with
Yeah, like
invoices on
grandmother's
it.
cookies, and it's just like it's like intergalactic boba.
Ooh.
Plainer boba.
I had not thought about her making boba, but I will consider that. I will consider that.
And there's
I just had a business
spells in
idea.
the balls. Oh, I love it. Sorry.
Well, while we consider that for another time,
I
Don't you
really
do
want
it.
boba. I've been wanting it for like 2 days.
Ian,
I mean,
don't you
Bulba's
make
real
that
good.
face.
Boba's real good.
Mhm.
But you're gonna go see Dar, who has no boba. Sorry. You wind your way through the night market,
Just kidding.
um, past more stalls of wild things. Some stuff that you are not even sure you would want. You overhear someone saying that they're going to need to not trade their name, just a syllable of it, which seems to be an odd thing. Um, Someone else seems to be selling sparks of inspiration,
Hmm.
which as a bard that feels wrong, but
Hmm.
that's what they're selling. Someone else is selling morning pep talks. And
Can Cujo buy
Yeah.
those?
I
Like
know
all of them?
Lauren kind
Is
of
it
wants
like
that.
the mirror that you give yourself the pep talk in? Like it's just a bunch of mirrors. It's you saying, "Good luck, buddy. You've got this."
It's that old SNL skit of you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you.
Like you.
Hmm.
I keep thinking of like in The Sims where it's like you go and you
That's
hide in the
brutal.
bathroom and you just like talk to yourself in the mirror and it's a bunch of mirrors.
Yeah. Um,
You are a regular guy. You know what it is to
You are
enter
a
a
regular
room.
guy.
Just
um,
because you're a bad guy does not make you a bad guy.
there you go. There's a line for that tent for sure. The getting pep talks in the morning. You
I was
don't
like, we're
know.
stopping there before we leave if we have time.
You've no idea what that costs, but there's a line for it, so it must be worth the cost. Whatever the tent next to it is selling must also be worth the cost because people are literally paying an arm and a leg for it. Some people are paying 2 legs for it, and that's not pleasant. They are not getting those easily. Um, that's a there's a lot of screaming going on there. So whatever it is better be real good. But eventually, you do find a cart, and that's really the only way to describe it. It's not a tent, it's not a wagon, it's not anything really interesting. It's just this little almost a wheelbarrow, if that, with a pack or two in it, and a couple of chairs and a table that has a sign on it that says Dar Odhu, and that's it. And seated in one of the chairs is an Azamar, a very tall, beautiful, pale creature with light blue wings that are currently kind of getting stretched out. Very long, straight black hair that even seated, you can tell like it's almost touching the ground. And he seems to be in r- thick paladin armor that's the same blue color as his wings in a gold and black motif that doesn't seem to have any specific religious symbols on them or any kind of iconography whatsoever. It's just kind of nice patterns. Um, he's stretching out his wings, but other than that, he's got pupilless eyes that are also that pale blue and just seems to be staring out at the crowd every once in a while, blinking. And at his feet are a couple of baskets with small glass orbs. One basket is just clear glass, like they're like just clear spheres. And the other basket has straw in it, and there's 5, you think? 5 different orbs, and each one seems to now be like smoky glass, like almost stained glass maybe of a different color. And that's all you see. And as you approach, he stands up and looks at all of you. May I help you?
Yes. There are there are a few things that I wish to procure from you, but I would first know your cost.
There is only one cost that I am looking for. I am interested in your last breath.
Is that like a pay at the moment kind of thing? Like a pay right now
It would
situation?
it would only be pay right now if you were to die right here.
Oh, okay. All right. Just wasn't sure if this was like a layaway type of situation.
No, we sign a contract. And when you die, I will show up to collect your final breath.
Where do I sign?
Whoa.
He reaches back, and despite not having a bag on his back or a satchel or anything, pulls out a very thin rolled up piece of vellum, um, and puts it down on the table and unrolls a contract. And not only have you all been in the night market long enough, but especially being familiar with the night market, contracts are always one of those things that everybody has that moment. Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna go get a lawyer and 5 other people to read
Yeah.
this. Um, this is written in common, is 1 page, and is almost worryingly simple in a way. And all it says is that you are signing to give Dar Odu the rights upon your death to appear and collect your last breath.
I have a question for my storyteller.
You sure?
Because as I read this,
Mhm.
there is a question in Kovar's mind as to whether or not it would apply. I hold the quill in the interest of not being deceitful to you. What would the cost be if the one making the deal has already breathed their last breath? And it's at that point that that little pale skin and the pale green eyes, that luster fades, and instead of pale, normal colored skin, everything is just a little more sunken, and his eyes are so much more dead, and pieces of his hair are gone, and there is a large wound, an opening in his chest.
Yo, we got some secrets.
Oh yeah. Iona has been doing the thing as this moment is happening, is doing the thing like slapping at Zake's shoulder again. It's just like
It just gently grabs your hand, and you're bruising my arm, but I get it.
it's okay.
I get it.
Sorry. Okay. You see this? You see it?
Apologies,
Okay,
I
cool.
travel with
I'm
children.
seeing it.
Well, how long have you been dead?
Yeah.
I sort of glance back. That is a conversation for another time.
Okay. Iona, who's 7 feet tall, just kind of like shrinks a little.
Throughout all of this, Dar has kind of kept a very neutral expression, not really reacting to your reveal, not reacting to the reaction going on. Looks at you and asks, "Are you in full possession of your soul?"
I believe so. I have not been visited by something to have claimed ownership since I awoke. Thus far, I am my own person.
Then this will not get in the way. Your final breath is a sliver of that essence. It is not your soul, but it will be a fraction of it. So as long as you are still in possession of it, that is the breath that leaves you when you make your final breath.
I do not hesitate. And I sign on that contract.
What do
Uh,
you do with them?
As as you sign, Dar ignores that question.
What do you do with them? What does he do with them? What does he do? Are they in the basket?
As you sign,
Oh God.
he then takes it and signs under you,
Kovar's going in
and
the basket.
the piece of paper magically splits, and there are now 2 copies of it. Hands you a copy. In fairness, he takes his copy, rolls it up, puts it behind him again. It seems to just kind of disappear behind him, and nods and says, "What service can I provide for you?"
I require the knowledge of 2 endings.
If I can provide that knowledge, I will. If I cannot, I will attempt to gain that knowledge, but it may take time. Is that acceptable, or would you prefer a different payment?
Kovar is going to look at those orbs. If you are. No. I would be patient enough to wait.
If that is the case, then when I find that information, if I do not have it now, I will be sure to contact you immediately upon finding that information.
I find this acceptable.
Who do you seek?
Posca. Posca. Shit.
Posca, Kawani.
Posca Kowani.
This one, while I do not possess their last breath, I do know of where it was taken as it was not long after the last time I saw them. It was here, at this market.
Oh,
There is a trader not far from here, a gnome who deals in unique pets, familiars. That is the last place you will have found this person alive.
The second name is Ravnos.
You watch as this Azamar gets pensive for a moment and almost like a mental catalog. Like they're looking at a ledger that's suddenly right there, that's invisible, but they're just scanning. This is not information I have immediately, but is information I will gather for you. Do you have. Is that the only name they go by?
Sometimes they like to be called Rav. And there's a little twinkle in Kovar's eye as he says that. I accept that this will take time. What I can tell you, if it will help, is the last time I saw them, they disappeared in a cloud of mist.
What plane of existence were they on when this happened?
Faerun.
Hmm. Curious. How long ago did this happen?
3 years, 4 months, 2 weeks. And I'm gonna pull out that orb.
It says that you have just over an hour ish.
And 13 hours.
And what was the last thing they were doing before disappearing into this cloud of mist?
We were running from a tabaxi, a fiend that had been hunting us from city to city.
Do you mean a Rakshasa, or are you being. Are you using a slur?
A tabaxi. Their name was Gable. It appeared that we were 2 of their marks, and while one was attained, the other disappeared.
This is enough information that I should be able to find them.
Thank you.
There is no thanks required. That is the deal. I will contact you as soon as I have the information that you have paid for.
Appreciated. And as I turn to face the others, that sunken dead flesh revives again, and he looks back to normal. So I believe we have one more spot to see if we can find the payment that was originally provided to Porska.
uh, yeah.
Hey, buddy,
Hmm,
you want to
What is
talk
the
about
problem?
it?
Which part?
You, the whole. If I can, you're all. So,
Thank you for that
just-
future gif.
Let me just make a note of the time here.
You got all dead on us.
I didn't get all dead. I've been all dead.
When were you gonna tell us that?
Is
Did
that
it
the
need to be
smell?
told? I
Oh,
try
is that the
to
smell?
It's the
I try
smell.
to apply oils and herbs and
Internally, because what you did as a dire wolf was vile. Are your
We thought
guts
you were
dead
just passing
too?
gas. That's just you.
oh no, I was.
Wait,
My
are you
insides are quite
dead?
literally rotten.
Are you dead when you're a dire wolf too?
Yes, the
Poke you.
luster is. If you poke right where that wound is, it like disappears into an illusion, and you just feel
That's the
something.
I'm gonna hold it there.
Yeah,
Right.
Iona has like a moment of just. I may need
You
that tea
ask
sooner
again
than I
why I
thought.
didn't tell you when I first met you. I think we've now discovered why.
No, I mean, well, there had to have been a more gentle way to do it than selling a sliver of your soul to an Asimar who's got, I guess, souls in baskets. Are you going in the basket?
A piece of.
Also, have you been standing right there the whole time, or have you moved? Because if
I
you've
think
been
at this
standing,
point we've.
They've moved, but it's like
Oh, I kind
giant
of like the idea that we're
Goliath
just standing there.
like they've like curled around, like their backs are facing, but it's giant like
Yeah, you know,
Goliath
okay.
arms gesturing with a stage whisper.
because I will say, until you walk away, Dar will continue to just stand there, that implacable look on their face, like kind of looking at the two of you as if waiting to see if the two of you want to buy services. Not interrupting, you're just kind of waiting there.
I just don't know, probably turns around. Do you eat them? Like, what do you do with them?
What's with the
Like the other
basket?
guy smelled
Hey,
emotions.
rule of the night market. Mind your own business.
It's
Remember?
not it's a business question.
I'm not asking him what his maiden name is. I want to know about the baskets.
The baskets are not for sale.
Gestures and sake, like thank you.
Okay.
I am so sorry. Please forgive them. Their curiosity burns quite bright. How about we let this wonderful individual continue their business? Why don't we continue our conversation? Because our time is running short. Shall
Right.
we?
Oh, right. We've got to
Okay.
find him and then get grandma's cookies and go. Gotcha. Right. Yes. And then
Is
maybe
the
get a magic
cookies
mirror.
really a You know what? It's grandmother. Of course it's a priority.
Are the cookies a priority?
I mean, you always want milk and cookies.
Thank you, Dar, for the suggestion.
Actually, you know what? As you turn around to leave, you do hear Dar say, you always want milk and cookies from grandmother.
Oh god, that's a little Stepford, a little creepy.
Are there milk and cookies in the basket?
Not my basket.
Do you enjoy them with a side of soul?
Grandmother does not sell souls.
It's oatmeal soul cookies, okay?
I mean, one would say that
Better
like
than
the
raisins.
cookies are for you. So anyway, walk and talk, walk and talk, walk and talk.
Oh, do you think that
Walk
they
and talk,
have
walk
a
and talk, walk and talk.
business deal?
At this point, you are out of
I'm
earshot.
basically like grabbing their arms and walking like a dad in an amusement park with two children who are like, I want to go on that ride. I want that toy. It's just like, come on, we got to get to the parking
right
lot.
now, up until right this moment, I forgot that you were not in your dire wolf form.
Yes, I did fully drop
Listen,
in the earlier shot.
I was so sad when he said that he dropped it because I was waiting for the moment that I could talk about a dire wolf with a BFG. So I've known since we came back from the break.
So
It
fucking
hurt my
cool.
heart to say, but
BFG like tied to his back.
I don't know how it was gonna work, but I was gonna make it work. I'm still
Oh,
saying
we were gonna make it work.
we're gonna make
Like
it
We were
work.
gonna make it work.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
if you would like to continue to talk, or
I guess geographically,
Mhm.
right? So We're heading to who again?
His name is Udak, and
Udak.
he is a gnome who is a proprietor of a exotic pet shop,
Right. Yes. Okay,
a
that's
pet and
exciting.
familiar shop.
Geographically, do we pass by Bill along the way, or is Bill in a different direction?
You don't pass by Bill. Asking geographically is a weird thing because you're in the Feywild.
Mm.
Timey-wimey, gotcha.
It's less about the timey-wimey and the more about there's enough of the Feywild here that you can get yourself around and kind of get directions of like that way, go down this way, go that way, but you can't tell people north. You can't
Yeah.
you can't give a map. There's no maps. And so you know which direction to go and you know the name of the person and the cart you're looking for, and that's enough to
So we
find
just
them.
travel on vibes. Gotcha.
There's a
Okay.
lot
I
of
wasn't
travel and vibes. Yeah.
cool.
And so
Okay.
in this case, you don't unless you would like to intentionally go to somewhere else. You all know you're going to go to the place that you're looking to go to.
Mm.
Excellent. Let's go to the place.
Which also is the fun time about groups, because if the group of you are like, one of you wants to go one place and one of you wants to go another and one of you wants to go another, that is the quickest way for a group to get split.
No. We are on a time crunch, and I
Mhm.
think once we realize that we're going to the place with the familiars, I think that definitely puts Iona back in like a oh, cool.
And
Yeah,
yes, Cujo,
I'm
I
in the same
just
mind.
gave you that gift.
Mm,
Mhm.
thank you.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I'm taking notes this whole
I
time.
know.
I'm taking notes.
I know. I know. So
Mhm.
yes, you are headed for Udak, which doesn't take long to get to find Udak's Uniques, which is actually one of the larger carts that you find, the actual wooden topped carts with a not really a formalized setup out front. There's like a little awning that would lead in to the front, and the door is open. And as you get closer, you hear the cacophony of a bunch of different animals and creatures and familiars and all sorts of stuff. Some of them you recognize, some of them are kind of your standard familiars of, that's a bunch of flying snakes. It's a capybara. That seems to be a displacer beast. Um, there's one cage that has puffballs of a bunch of different colors with like wasp stingers and these dopey little smiley faces. And some of you would recognize them as sunflies. One uh box nearby that has just a window in it has this tiny little purple worm with spikes and a lamprey mouth, and it's just got a sign above it that says pest mascot do not touch. You see a couple of creatures over on the side that seems to be automatons, maybe. Uh, but they're all like regular animals made from automatons. So
From
like there's a bronze sable.
for the
Or,
folks with allergies. Got
exactly,
it.
exactly. You want a rabbit, but you can't have an almirage, so you get yourself a bronze almirage, and so there you go. And as soon as you get within a, a decent amount distance that he's not going to yell at you or yell to you, the gnome proprietor sees all of you and a big smile comes across his face. And this must be Udak, fairly short for even a gnome, has on what seems to be workman's type clothing because he's working with animals a lot. Nothing real special. And he sees you, smiles, and goes, "Ah, welcome, welcome. You're looking for animals. You're looking for familiars. You're looking for a friend. You are looking for a friend. I can tell. I can tell you're looking for a friend. I have many friends for you. What are you looking for? You're looking for don't tell me, don't tell me crocodile. You want a crocodile. No, not a crocodile. Okay. Nope. Okay. I'm new at this. Looks at Zake and says, bat.
Oh,
Yeah? Bat.
close.
Uh,
Close.
a parrot.
Mm-mm.
Flying fox.
Ooh,
A what?
Flying fox.
they fly?
Okay, so I've got an actual fox with wings, and then I've also got the mammal that looks like a squirrel that has the things between. Yeah, I've got
A
both.
sugar glider.
Flying foxes, same
A
thing.
little guy.
I
And,
would
like,
love
she
a
has to make
sugar
her hands
glider.
really small for it.
That is new to me, and I will figure that out. I can throw sugar cubes, but other than that, no, I don't have that. But I will figure that out for you. What can I help you with?
Oh, God, I kind of want a flying fox now.
Oh, the flying fox sounds really cool. What kind of wings does the flying fox have?
Well, the fox that has wings has really large, like they're black, and they kind of look like bat wings, but they're very, very large. The actual creature that is usually called a flying fox that has like the membranes between the arms and legs, and that's more of a furry thing. So it depends on the fur that the flying fox has.
I would like to point out to my two compatriots that our third compatriot lost his life here. So
Life?
perhaps we should take great care.
What do you mean,
As
lost?
that is being said, I think that we should take great care. Iona is crouched down by the displacer beast, going, "Here, kitty, kitty."
Make an animal handling check.
Oh no!
God,
As you do that, the Udak is looking at Kovar and says, "Lost his life? No, the only thing that you lose here is you're being alone. You're
Imagine.
never alone anymore." What'd you roll? What'd you roll?
Oh my God, Mare.
What'd you roll? I didn't see it. I wasn't.
Somebody finna lose a
going
finger.
to use a luck point.
Okay, that must have been a fun roll, whatever it was.
Re-roll that 5.
9
Oh, gosh.
fingers, Ayana.
A 12?
Okay.
It's better than a 5.
So
Kitty, kitty.
you have a moment. The here kitty kitty is originally the 5 because you clearly see the displacer beast look kind of pissed at the here kitty kitty because this is not a kitty.
Not a kitty.
Not a kitty. How dare you, a kitty?
You're so handsome / beautiful. Wow.
And that's fast enough to get you the 12, which is that the displacer beast kind of
Yeah, you're so pretty.
and won't come over to you, but will sit and allow you to admire.
Mm-hmm. Admiring.
This is out of character. That is the most kitty cat move I've ever heard.
Not a cat.
Not a kitty.
Meanwhile, all of a sudden, Udak is next to you going, "Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? She could be yours. She could be your friend for life. They are very, very smart, very intelligent. They are very long lived, though that is not someone that you want to take and do not be prepared to have as a companion for only a couple of years. This is someone companion for life."
Takes hand and like slowly sets it onto, because she's crouched down and yet still towering over this gnome, takes a hand, places it there, is looking at the displacer beast, and slowly turns uh her head towards Udak and is just going, but first we need to know about our friend, the one that Kovar was just asking about, the one who lost their life here. And there's kind of like this shift from being, oh yeah, here, cheerful, cheerful, and like the hand that she has there gets a little more intense. Who died here and why? Can I do an intimidation?
Um, in a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you roll, but in a second, as you say all of this, and as your hand grips, the smile goes away, and Udak gives you a look of confusion and says, "I don't understand. Lost their life. This is not. I mean, were they a feeder mouse? Were they? I mean, were they a dog? I do have a couple of very large creatures that do require some very large animals to feed, and I did have a dog that came on in, but I was assured that they were a stray and that there was nothing I needed to worry about."
I. They were in a ladron.
And this is the point that you can roll an intimidation check,
Perfect. Yay.
and we'll see what happens.
And then for flavor, may I also do thaumaturgy as well as a cantrip in order to do altered eyes, so that they kind of like flicker and just kind of like almost like a moonlight, if moonlight were fire kind of
Sure.
situation. So I can roll at advantage just because my rolls have been what they have been.
Sure.
I'm being very scary right now. Let's see if the dice agree.
Really selling it, Mare.
Okay, first one's a 23, which is a low roll. Okay, I'm so glad we did advantage. Yeah, we're taking the 23.
I mean, 23 ain't a bad roll. Okay, you do
Definitely
this.
don't need that other roll.
So, as this happens, all of you notice that all of the animals around here, it wasn't loud beforehand. It wasn't like a cacophony of creatures, but they all get quiet. All of them. They all stop moving. They all stop making noise. And they're all looking at Iona. And the gnome, you feel the gnome straighten under your grip and says, "All right, this is, I'm going to need more information. This is obviously serious, and I still am unsure what this is about, but how can I help? Who are you looking for?"
Actively look at this. Pasqua Kawani. She says correctly the first time.
"Oh, he did not go back to talk to Keen?"
Insight check on the way that's said, perhaps?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Yeah.
I'd also like to get on this insight as well.
Yeah, everybody who wants to insight, go ahead and give me an insight.
Jesus Lord.
Let's ride 24. I'm like
God,
this.
thank God. We don't see crap.
I am using luck.
I rolled a 2 plus a 8, so.
Oh man, my dice hate
You know what?
me.
I'm
That's an
also
8.
gonna spend another luck. I just for fun, for as a never mind, it's another 2.
Listen, you were being
Wow.
Yeah.
intimidating, and so that's what
I
you were
was
focused on. You're
focused
focused
on
on
that.
the
Zake
intimidation.
slowly levitates like to the side of this guy, like Iona sees the dwarf, and then just Zake come into frame with a small little gust of wind in his hand and a sugar squirrel floating right in his hand, just like
To prevent theft, we'll have that be my fine familiar that I was just like, oh shit, and like quickly cast, like cast to make it a sugar squirrel in Zake's hands.
I was about to say,
well, I have animal friendship. I'm gonna spend a charge on my woodland staff to cast animal friendship
Oh.
on this little squirrel.
Oh.
go ahead and make a animal handling roll.
Sure.
Oh.
Shall do I get advantage because I'm using a charge for my staff?
No.
What? What? That's wild. What does an
That's
11 give me?
Oh boy. I don't think
So this
it
is you.
poops in your hand.
So this is a creature you've like pulled out of one of the cages, one of the containers nearby.
Well, you kind of, yeah. They're just kind of like air gliding on my hand as I'm doing air things, and I'm just like,
Oh,
Okay.
it's like those parachute guys when they're in the
yeah,
tube.
like that.
It's not like fighting you. It's not like angry with you. It's not but it's not like friends with you. It seems to be
Oh,
distracted by like what's going on with uh Udak and
got it.
the very scary lady. But you pick it up and it's just it doesn't seem to it's less about the we and it's more like, okay, now I'm in your hand, but now I have a better view of what's going on with
Yeah.
there. So it's
Thanks for the front row seat.
I got VIP.
kinda.
Right.
It
I'll
ain't
I'll I'll
bothered.
allow it this time, but don't make it a thing.
I'm sorry, what were those final insight rolls again?
Oh, the only insight roll that matters here is going to be Zake's because we didn't see
I
it.
got a 24 on my insight. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We rolled bad.
8.
Okay. Zake and Iona, both of you you see confusion on Udak's face and the ask of, okay, who is this person? I'm sorry, Kovar and Iona, the two of you got the single digits. Zake, you also see you picked up this sugar glider.
Yeah. Just hanging up.
Udak makes like weird eye contact with the sugar glider before answering this question. So, who is this person you're looking for?
Can I?
This you said they didn't make it back to they didn't make it back to Keen? And I'm sorry, you were going to do something.
You said they didn't make it back to Keen.
Well, you said that they're dead.
We never mentioned.
Well, yeah, you said I asked who it was, and you said it was Posca, and I said that I asked about did they never make it back to Keen? So if you're
How did
saying
you know about Keen?
well, they were the people who had sent Posca, and that was who I was trying to get to sell my secret to. And you watch as he kind of does one of those and goes, so you also work for Keen, I imagine? So
Maybe.
you'd maybe be interested in purchasing a pet that would be helpful in going after dragons.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you turning people into animals and selling them?
No, that'd be
All
weird.
right.
Insight check.
It would be.
Insight.
Go ahead
check.
and roll me an insight check.
It would be.
Oh.
Instead of
Oh God, I watched it
oh,
move so slow.
It's a dirty 20, but it's a 20.
Okay.
gentlemen's
17.
20. Okay.
Dirty 20, 17.
I'm not rolling an insight. But I'd like to do something, but after the insight, if that's cool.
It's
Yeah.
always cool. Okay. Dirty 20, 17. Are you turning people into animals and selling them? He's in the process of trying to very slyly sell you a secret something, and then this "are you turning people into animals" drops, and he's so taken off guard by this weird question that it's like, no, of course not, no. So you get the sense that was very much a truthful no. What? No.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he's
Okay.
very focused on, like,
So
he
the
wants to get back to
secret-
selling you a thing. He's, like, real excited
Okay.
about getting back to selling you a thing. Zake, what was it you were gonna do?
I wanted to cast speak with animals and talk to the sugar glider.
Okay. You can't speak with animals.
Yeah. Turn to the sugar glider and go, "Hey, bud, what's your name?"
I think I know. I think Cujo knows, but Kovar doesn't know.
I
It's
know.
infuriating. Okay.
Hey, buddy. You don't have to be shy with me. You can let me know what's going on. You doing okay over here? How you liking the ride? Hello?
Oh my
You get no
God.
response.
Oh my God.
I look back at this dwarf and I go, "Are you sure about that?" Like just real aggressive for no reason.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be weird. Also, people would come looking for missing people.
Which
On
is
a
what we're
regu-
doing.
Like us?
Yeah, exactly. See?
Then how come this wonderful sugar glider won't talk to me?
Well, maybe it's because you're so rude.
I approach them very politely. You, on the other hand, I don't have the strength for.
Well, that's okay. Maybe I won't show you my special. Would you like to see the thing I was showing to Posca that he was going to show to Keen? That was the reason that I was upset that he might not be coming back.
You know what?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Is the sugar glider coming with us, by the way?
I mean, it's still sitting in Zake's hand, so it's up to Zake. At the moment, it's still sitting in his hand. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's still looking
Oh,
at it's still looking at the gnome.
Udak. Looking at Udak. Okay. Can if he's just flying there, he's just kind of gliding. Can Iona stick out her hand? And we'll be following Udak, but wants to stick out her hand to see if the sugar glider will come to her. God, please let this work.
Make an animal handling check.
No, can't we? Can you just dump the sugar glider in my hand?
I mean, you can if you would like to just dump the sugar glider. That would require
Oh
no.
yeah,
Animal
I
handling.
didn't. I'll just hand them over and be like,
Okay,
gentle.
cool. I would like to have the oh, you're so sweet, that sugar glider in my hand, petting it. I want to, while we're walking, Mumbling under my breath, I would like to be casting Identify and spending a spell slot to do so.
Okay. If you spend the spell slot, that happens immediately, right?
It's casting time 1 minute. So I guess in the
Okay.
time that we're doing that. So in the verbal component is like mumbling, like, oh, you're such a sweet thing. Like whatever my identify spell looks like. I don't know
Okay.
why it sounds like Sauron, but uh
Okay.
and so we're doing that because I would like to cast Identify as we're walking to go and see whatever this other thing is.
Okay. So yeah, you start to do that. Udak stands up and says, kind of looks around to make sure that nobody else is within earshot-ish and says, okay, so uh your friend was telling me about how Keen is looking for stuff to fight dragons, and I
Mhm.
don't have any weapons to fight dragons, but you know what I do have? I have a creature that you put into a dragon's hoard that sits there, and then the dragon comes along and sits on its hoard, and then the horde eats the dragon. And this whole time he's been kind of walking towards the cart and says, and then you don't even have to fight the dragon. Isn't that
Oh
great?
god.
And he
But then you
opens,
have to fight the monster.
and then as
Wait.
he opens the door,
Ah,
your identify goes off,
ping.
and identify tells you,
So identify if you instead, so it basically, if you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn which ongoing spells, if any, are affecting it.
there are
So
there are no
so
spells affecting it.
okay. So can I read the? Do you want me to read the whole
Yeah, read the whole
shenanigan?
thing
Let's read the
because
whole shenanigan, and I'll leave it to you to see if this pings off. Yeah.
yeah.
You touch an object through the spell's casting. If the object is a magic item or some other magical object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any ongoing spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn the spell's name. So if you touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn which ongoing spells, if any, are affecting it.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to give you.
I
There
love
are
it.
no spells affecting this creature, but what I will give you as the door opens is this is not a beast.
What is it?
So as the door opens and you all look inside, the gnome points and you see on the floor of this large cart like a tiny little pile of gold. Like I mean tiny in the sense of he's been talking about like a dragon's hoard. It's like 20 pieces. 20 pieces of gold. And he says, doesn't look like much. Doesn't look like much. But and he gives a little whistle, and you see as two of the pieces of gold suddenly boop, boop, eyes.
Ah!
See? You go,
Um,
you put this in like a bag, and then you let the dragon take it, and then you let it be on the dragon's hoard, and then you just let it grow. And the next thing the dragon knows, it's great. It's great. You want to meet it? It's very friendly. Except to
What
dragons.
happened when Poshka met this creature?
Well, Pasha thought it was a great idea because then you don't have to be fighting a dragon. Who wants to fight a dragon? So he was going to go back and talk to Keen, and it was going to be great.
Did he purchase any other familiars before leaving?
No, but he did get a business card of mine, and he did actually check out the horde because you got to check out the horde.
Mm,
And
yes.
you watch as the gnome walks up the stairs into the cart and goes over to like a little desk on the side and starts to rummage around a little bit and says, I have some more cards if you would like to take a look.
I believe that we have the information that we need to be able to seek you out again. I believe, and I'm going to like reach for the sugar glider.
Hands the sugar glider over and makes like the face of like,
Oh,
I
but
think
you should really, I mean, you should at least meet the horde.
no, that is perfectly fine. I believe
what do you
Koshka
mean
met.
meet it? It doesn't talk, right?
Of course it talks. I'm talking to you, aren't I? And then the entire cart suddenly boop, boop, 2 eyes. And you watch
No.
as the door grins and a tongue lolls out. And the gnome says, "Well, I tried to get you inside so that it would be easier. All right, everybody, let's grab him while we can." And all of the animals start to morph, including the sugar glider in your hand, and we can roll initiative.
Oh
Oh
my
my god.
It's a mimic menagerie.
It's a mimic menagerie.
That is terrifying.
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
I'm
This
going
is-
to use luck once again.
This is gonna be so not great. Hold on.
I get advantage on initiative. I rolled a 19.
To add
Oh.
players.
Got a 15.
If
I got a 14.
so, if you go to the map in D&D Beyond,
Oh, do we hit the play button and it's there now?
it should be.
It
If
says
not,
wait for
let
your
wait
DM to display a
a
scene.
screen.
try it now.
There it goes.
Yeah, screen.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
my god.
oh my
Uh,
god, there's blood everywhere.
Bloody chest.
I mean,
So
it's not
good.
exactly what is going on, but
Yeah,
I
but
did find this to
still.
be funny. I need to unhide this.
hilarious.
How do I? There we go.
Unhide what?
Yeah, so I'm going to show a little bit of this just so people can see the Shane Peku map and all the tokens, and here's
Yeah.
the initiative, and then I'm going to go back to the other screen so that people aren't seeing all the ridiculous me
Awesome.
fumbling around behind the scenes with rolls and stuff and all of that ridiculousness. But yeah,
Wait, I don't see a map. I just see a bloody chest in an alleyway.
then you are seeing the correct thing.
Do
Do
you
you
Got
see
it.
the
see?
Okay.
mimic tokens? Do you see the tokens and stuff on the screen too?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I
that's
do.
yeah, that is where that's what we're up against. The
Yeah.
horde mimic.
So
Oh,
yes.
little
So
sugar glider.
to narratively, what has happened is the horde mimic, which was the little bunch of gold that was in there, was actually the entire cart and the gnome has sprung into existence to attack. Actually, I'm sorry, not the gnome. The entire cart has sprung into existence. The gnome has jumped out and turned into this very large chest with just drool everywhere. That's the spitting mimic. And then all of the animals, every single one, including the sugar glider in your hand, have turned into basically tiny little mimics. And while we
That's
kind of picture
adorable.
mimics as like little chests, because that's the classic way they are, mimics when they are in just kind of no form whatsoever are really just amorphous blobs. And so that's what you see is just kind of an army of tiny amorphous blobs all going towards you.
I'm just cracking up. Part of me is just cracking up at the idea of the sugar glider, like it has its mouth, but its stomach just like opens up and becomes teeth. Oh my god, that's so cute and weird.
Cute and terrifying. So
Yeah.
the mimic A and the mimic B that you see are basically two like groups of little tiny mimics, because I'm not going to roll for 20 tiny mimics because that'd be ridiculous. So that is what you see around you. The night market around you, like further out around you, um, mind your own damn business.
Oh my god. This town.
That was
So,
one of the
Mhm.
rules.
they
Mhm.
are not interfering with this at all. So, unless something goes wrong and they get like attacked or dragged into it, they are not interfering.
That's
Uh,
great.
but it's not that they are not watching. So you're not this is not like I don't see you. It is just like not my circus. So anyway, we are now in initiative. Kovar, your instincts were good. You're up first. What would you like to do?
Okay. Well, first things first. I'm going to just for distance. Is everything here within 5 feet of each other? The mimics as a whole.
The horde mimic and the spitting mimic, absolutely. I'm gonna say all the little mimics, absolutely. Um,
Is a sugar glider one of those
yes.
that's
Uh,
in your hand?
yeah. But I'm gonna say it's those two groups basically. All the little mimics are
Okay.
within 5, spitting mimic and horde mimic within 5.
I'm going
Cujo, what did you
to
roll? What did you roll for initiative?
a 15. What did you get?
I, I rolled a 19.
Oh
Oh,
shit! Then you'd be going first.
Yeah. I was like, did everybody get over 20?
oh, I've got you down.
How?
Oh, that's weird. I got you down here as a 16, a 13. Yeah. Let's
Hmm.
see if I can fix this. You said 20?
19.
No.
19.
Let's see if I do that. Look
Sweet.
at that. Hey.
Yeah.
Well,
they
Kovar,
do.
you're thinking very, very hard. Zake, what would you like to do?
I guess Zake's like, what do we do, you guys? Do we have to hit things?
Yeah, I'd guess so.
Okay,
It's a mimic
Okay.
world out here.
okay. I approach Mimic A, and that's one of the blobs that pop up, and I'm like, hey, buddy, it's okay. And I grab my pole arm, it extends, and I'm like, oh, I just really don't. And I trip walking over to it, but I'm gonna smack with the pole arm.
Okay.
Holy, goddamn. Okay, that is a 29 to hit.
Absolutely.
um, goddamn. Okay. So I hit 18 points of damage.
Watch it splash.
Okay.
And so you see Zake walk up like hesitantly, and he's like, okay, and then he trips over himself, and the pole arm spins within his hand. He grasps it to try to get himself upright, but it smacks down hard on this mimic to get that damage. And he's still on his feet, and he kind of stumbles, and he's just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here, let me try and help you. And he reaches out for his second attack, which is God, this is wild, for 24 to hit with shocking grasp.
Absolutely.
That's 14 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And
You
then
watch as this entire group of mimics, your shocking grasp, you like grab one of them, which melts in your hand as the lightning through all the rest of them, and you watch them all just shake.
hey, sorry. Is Mimic A still up?
You see there's still a couple of these mimics left, these little tiny ones, but not many.
Not many. Sorry. Okay, listen, I know this is your establishment. I just did action surge. Um, I'm going. I'm going to smack the next mimic. Uh,
The delivery.
good
is-
lord,
Please.
for 17 to hit.
That does it.
Oh my god.
Is it for 13 points of damage?
The
And,
final
he's
couple
like,
of
"Oh,
mimics.
I was just."
How do you dispatch the final couple of little mimics in this group?
It is just a whirlwind of confusion, but it is this ridiculous, like very precise strikes. He comes up to the first larger mimic and he trips over himself. The pole arm flips into his hand and strikes down. He gets his balance and he looks around at the other mimics, apologizing ferociously and not wanting to do anything, and spins the pole arm to get it out of the way and knocks into the other mimics, causing additional damage. He does this like pirouette turn, like almost on a breath of air, while all you guys hear is, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. I'm sorry." As he is just wailing with these very direct and very precise hits with his pole arm, and then turns around and looks at the two of them and go, I'm sorry. Is this what we're doing? Is this
Yes.
it is. You're clumsy, but in the most precise of ways.
All right.
okay? Yeah, it's my turn.
It was a compliment.
And that group of mimics is electrocuted and smushed and are no more. And it is Kovar's turn.
As that group is done away with, I see the spitting mimic and the horde mimic, and where there is perhaps not the intent behind the violence with Zeke, with Kovar, it's not the case. So Kovar mutters in Druidic, and his arms extend out as a cloud starts to gather in the sky above where these mimics are. And as this spell casts, that sunken, living, dead flesh is seen again as he lifts and casts Call Lightning at 5th level to hit the space perfectly between them so that both would be caught with the strike.
Awesome.
Both of them are going to need to make me dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
Joe, I love you so much.
I love you.
I love you. You call lightning. You're
Yeah.
speaking my language.
Let's see. The horde got an 8.
It's a fail.
Yeah, I mean these mimics are not ver fast. Did you roll? No, you did not roll. The spittin' got a 13.
Okay, both of those are going to be failures. They're both going to take 28 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And after that lightning strike hits that ground in a bolt of fiendish, gross green energy, unlike the graceful wild shape from earlier, you see Kovar like spasm until his form grows, and there is an undead bear standing in Kovar's place, just
Yup.
Sick.
do that. Oh, I love that Teeny Beyond Man says that now. So Kovar is considered large size and is a bear.
Is a bear.
Is the bear. That is
Tight.
action, bonus action, movement. I'm gonna move right up to that horde mimic, with the intent of laying the smacketh down.
Excellent. My spitting mimic is no longer on the initiative. Why are you no longer in the initiative? I tried to give it damage, and I think I just deleted it from the initiative, and I am so upset.
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
adding back. slap him back in there.
That's what I'm trying to do, and you know what? Instead, I'm just gonna keep numbers over here. I
Yeah.
know he was after he was before Horde Mimic, so I know what's going on.
Sweet.
It's fine.
So
Gotcha.
how many
Uh,
mimics?
So
Is he
there's
before me or after me?
he would be after you. Yeah. So if Kovar is done, it is your turn.
So there's 3 mimics right now?
There's big giant cart, which is the Horde Mimic, which is
Big mimic.
big. There's the Spittin' Mimic, which
Sure.
was the gnome,
The gnome, yeah.
who is large. And then there's still a mass of little tiny ones, including the sugar glider,
Sugar
which
glider, yeah.
was in your hand, which is now on your hand going, "Arr, arr," trying to eat your hand.
So, just
Sorry,
like,
I
oh,
need the
that's
tiny
such a
mimic."
shame. And then with her other hand, from what just looked to have been a stick hanging off of her side, she takes out her quarterstaff of the acrobat and is now and is going to, at the 5th level, cast Steel Wind Strike.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, so that's a total of 3 mimics. Cool. Yeah, that is the main, that is our main point of action here. So Steel Wind Strike. Oh God, what did I do?
What did
Oh,
you do?
there it is. I don't know. What have I done? Sweet Jesus, what have I done?
Thank you for
There
the
we go.
Les
Okay,
Mis
I can click this
reference.
button. That stayed on a 1 for too long. Does a 22 hit them?
All of them, yes.
All of them. Brilliant. So all of these are going to take 60-10 damage.
Okay.
So 41 damage each.
I'm assuming some kind of magical piercing of some sort.
So it's force.
Force. Good to know.
Yeah, so it's all force damage. So basically what you see is that as soon as this happens, you see her sort of roll her neck, roll her shoulders, and for the first action of this, since this would do that damage, her hand just sort of crushes the first sugar glider, and then in the action, yeah, like it takes the action of the little mimic, the action of her switching the quarterstaff to her right hand is what does that. And then she just goes ping, 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 like ping ponging off of these things, like just digging the quarterstaff into it. And somehow, even though it's a bludgeoning weapon or like in this force attack, seems to be taking the other end of it and like digging it into the side of this cart that we're in. Now, how large would this space be, would you say? Like, just if you gave like a ballpark.
Like the whole area that you are in?
The whole area of, like, for example, because it's the cart where the tent, what is it we're in? We're inside of a mimic technically, right?
No, you're outside of the cart because they couldn't quite lure you
go inside
into
of
the
it.
cart. So you are
Brilliant.
just outside of the cart, which is now a giant mimic.
Cool. So she's going to do that, is going to bounce up with it, flip into it, kind of stab down into it with this weapon. The force of this strike is going to, from up top, pluck the stick back out, look at Zake, and go, "You've got this, buddy. I believe in you. You believe in yourself too." And is going to go invisible because of the moon cleric, not moon cleric, but the College of the Moon. What's it called? Inspired Eclipse. So you're going to, I'm spending that bonus action for a bardic inspiration die. So you get a d10 on whatever you do next. And then when you give a creature the bardic inspiration die, you can have the invisible condition and teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space where you can see that you can see as a part of that bonus action. The invisibility lasts until the start of your next turn and ends early after you take an attack roll, deal damage, or cast a spell. And I would like to then teleport flip back so that then I am in a flanking position
Okay,
with my other dudes.
sure.
And that kind of, I don't want to move necessarily from there as well, but I want to be back within striking distance. And I'm
Sounds
invisible.
okay. Um, that is awesome. That is a lot of fun. And you're done?
Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm the sneakiest Goliath you've ever seen.
I mean, I don't see you. Um,
Exactly.
okay. And now it is a whole bunch of mimics' turns. So you are invisible. But just to be clear, because I know you gave Bardic Inspiration out, did that make Kovar or Zake invisible?
No, it made no one else invisible by me using my bonus action to give a bardic, I get the invisible condition because of Inspired Eclipse.
Okay, cool. Um,
All right, guys.
nope,
Have that bardic though.
that is okay. Okay, so first up, I got a whole bunch of little tiny mimics. I think the little mimics are gonna go after Zake, because they're gonna avenge their fallen. They're gonna avenge their
Makes
fallen
sense.
friends. And so the little guys are just gonna go ahead and try to bite you.
Chew on your ankles.
Probably not gonna get very far, but let's see what
Not
they
the ankles.
do.
He needs those.
I imagine them like tiny yappy dog.
Action. This.
For our brethren.
Or the alien from Toy Story. We will avenge you.
For the horde.
For the horde.
Does a 17 hit?
Ooh, one over. Yeah, it hits.
Okay. Not gonna be a ton of damage. You are not grappled, so you are going to take 5, 9, 17 piercing damage.
Good golly.
And 8, 9, 10,
They bite.
and 12 acid damage as a whole bunch of these little guys just kind of jump at you and a lot of them don't get through anything, but a couple of them manage to sink their pseudopods and their little tiny teeth into you and get a bite, and you are now technically grappled.
That's the
by
cutest
Great.
grapple I've ever seen.
is very much a that is them. Next up is the Spitten Mimic, who is, let us all right. Sorry, I just noticed something else. Yeah, it's going to look at Kovar, and you could swear you hear it like the gnome that it was go, I just wanted to be friends. And a big, giant green loogie gets spit in your direction.
Oh.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Probably pretty good at.
Well, I don't know if you know this about druids, but they are so dexterous. That's a 10.
That is actually a fail. That is surprising. Okay. So yeah, you get just covered in acid as this loogie hits you. Oh, do, do, do. Mm, 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 mm. For 24 acid damage.
Got it.
Once with its bite. Okay. And then it kind of shuffles on forward in that way that mimics try to do. And it's still kind of happy that it got you with the acid, and then it's gonna try to chomp.
All right, go for it.
And here come a chomp. It's probably gonna hit. That is a 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Okay, you were gonna take 1d10. 7 piercing damage
Got it.
plus 7 acid damage as it
Got it.
just into your side. And then pulls away
Ugh.
and I just want to be friends. And then the big guy is gonna go. And you watch as what used to be the cart kind of just flails a little bit as this massive creature yeah, it doesn't see Iona, so it's gonna spray in that direction. It moves a little bit over to one
There goes
side.
call lightning.
Oh, for
Yeah, I did a concentration check and that was a failure. That's okay.
oof.
It's all good.
It's all
It's
good.
all good.
You watch as this giant mass of like tentacles and teeth and everything that's still kind of cart shaped moves just a little bit, and the main mouth, which is still kind of still a door in a weird way, opens up sideways, and you see a fine green mist just coming on out, and I need both Kovar and Iona to Iona, sorry, Kovar and Zake to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh boy. That's a 15.
That is a success.
Okay.
21.
That is also a success. So this mist kind of rolls over you, and it is disgusting, and it's like those little droplets in the air, and you manage to dodge half of it. So you're going to take 15 acid damage, and you manage to keep it off of your face, which is the important part because you do not want that in your eyes. And Kovar, are you right in front of the horde mimic?
I am.
Okay.
Oh no. We're flanking it.
Well, no, this is less about the flanking and more about just the ridiculousness of this. Because once again, this is more about the RP. You watch as this thing, it breathes out, it takes another breath, and then it just plump, 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 and like
Ugh.
like a beached whale just kind of moves forward a little bit and ends up, I'm not going to move the token because it'll get complicated. It ends up kind of in your space. There's no mechanics to this. It's just disgusting.
Okay.
And now it's Zake's turn.
Perfect. I still got the little bits on me, correct?
Yes, you are currently grappled by little
Okay.
tiny mimics.
I'm grappled by them. Can I still move my hands? Like, because they're on me, but like,
yeah, they're
okay.
You can still attack. You can still do a bunch of stuff. Grappled. Let me see. Let's see. Creatures have a hand free. You got hand free. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just checking on the new grappled things.
Gotcha.
Your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. So if you fight any other mimics besides these little guys, you have disadvantage. And the bunch of little tiny mimics could try to move you. So that's about it.
Okay. I am going to do elemental strikes on these little mimics on me.
Sure.
To try to get them going. Let's see here. See, there's a 23 to hit.
Absolutely.
Mind you, you guys, all my things have plus 11, which I'm like, this is wild.
I mean, you're level 10
this
characters.
is
You're supposed to be chonks.
It's so
You're a
nice.
badass.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're a badass.
So
Nine
with
Fingers
the
ain't
with the
sending
unarmed
low level characters to the night market, so
with so when I make an unarmed strike with elemental um strikes, I have reach. So do your choice. I'm gonna do lightning damage on these things. Let me see here. They need to make a strength saving throw.
I'm sure these are super strong. Super duper so strong. 13.
Okay, sick. So they are knocked 10 feet away from me. And they take eight damage.
Okay. They are and the grapple ends as they are knocked away. And a bunch of them are just destroyed in the process. That you see there's very few of these little guys left.
Good. With that on my second attack, I'm going to I'm going to kind of like look at the spitting mimic and kind of remember what Iota told me, and I'm gonna go, "Hey, buddy!" And I'm gonna like walk over to the spitting mimic, and I'm gonna raise my hand, and I'm gonna go, "Listen, you need to make sure that you," and then I'm gonna hit him with, with another strike.
Sure thing.
Sick. That is a 17 to hit.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Perfect. They are going to take. They're going to take 10 damage. But then they also need to make a strength saving.
Okay. Mm. Uh, this guy is actually a lot stronger, so that is a 24.
All right, that's fine. Let's see here. I just want to make sure because I don't know if let's see here.
That
Okay, yeah,
big
nothing
tongue,
happens. So
like
they just take the damage.
yeah.
They just take the damage. That's fine. With that, I'm gonna go. And another thing, you need to make sure bonus action fury of blows.
Bring it on.
Okay, come on, give me something good. Okay, woo! Okay, here we go. All right, so
What happened?
it's a 19, which
Okay.
technically gets me a 30, but that's a critical for me because of what I got going on. So one
Awesome.
second.
Hey,
1 second. Let me get that focus point.
let's hear it for the critical. Let's see. In chat, we need all the
Right.
critical emotes.
Give us the emotes.
Give us all the emotes while the math happens. That's the rule.
Right while the math happens.
While that
let's
beautiful
go.
beautiful math happens.
Okay, point. Okay, so I get to roll damage and then an additional D8 on the there it is. Attack rolls and a D20.
Well, and we are
19.
using the crit hit rules, so I need to know. I'll do this other math. What are you rolling total?
The max
So-
damage first.
Yeah.
Max damage plus an additional roll on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
So tell me what you're rolling,
right.
and I'll figure out the max damage.
So it's 2d8, right? So it'll be 16.
Yep.
That's gonna be plus an additional. So that's 26 total, right? That's with the
Okay.
critical, and then with my ability, that is 31 total. So that's 31 total damage,
So you got
right?
your 2d8, so 16. You
Yeah.
rolled 2 additional d8, you got an additional 10, and then your
Which is
ability
26, and then I
modifier.
rolled it, gives me an additional D8 roll
Does it
because
do?
of what I have, and I rolled a 5.
Okay.
So
You
34 total.
also add your dexterity modifier to your damage as well.
Oh,
Yeah, you're a
okay.
monk.
Yeah.
So then that's an additional 3.
So 37.
37
37.
total.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It's a
Yeah.
good thing you're a monk and you add your dexterity modifier because um without that 3 you would not have killed the spitting mimic.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Oh boy!
But with the 3, tell me
It's
how you destroy the spitting mimic.
Zeke standing there after he does like this. Like, you guys have seen the video where the guy's like, it's just him slapping all the little mimics off, and they go flying with lightning damage. And then he sees that, and he remembers that Iona said, "Hey, you could do this," and he's like, "Yeah, I can do this." And I look at the spinning mimic, and I go, "And another thing, buddy, you need to make sure that you." And then I give him the skibbity paps, and then I see that that's working, and then I go, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Here, let me help you." And then I go, Zach. It just keeps going. I'm here to help. I'm trying. You just need to calm down, sir.
Please
We just
hurry.
wanted to talk where our friend is. And I'm just giving him, I'm giving him the skibbity pap so hard. And then when he falls over, I turn around to Kovar and I go, "I was trying to help, man. I don't like doing this, Kovar."
I feel we need to discuss your hand-eye coordination. If you don't mean to do this, you just Honda machine gun slapped so many mimics until they died. I think we need to discuss what's happening here and how this is connected.
I just don't listen. If I came over there and I started grabbing on you without your permission, this is unwanted physical contact. I didn't like it. I was trying to help this guy calm down, and now he's dead.
You see the spitting mimic is just like slowly deflating like a flan into the ground. The tongue is just it's this creature
No,
is dead.
that is death. Yes.
I didn't want to kill anybody. I just don't have the time.
As that
The
emotional
ramp up.
pain starts
Invisibility, just like back here witnessing this is just can't be seen, but the weirdest face of like, oh, it's okay. Can't go comfort him, but also wants him to do that again.
all of a sudden that other tent that had the person who was going to give like the morning affirmations just shows up, and Zake, there's just a little tiny pixie who shows up next to you and goes, "When we're done here, I would like to talk to you about something that I think would be very helpful. Okay?
Okay, I think
Yeah.
that would be nice. Actually, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll get you a discount. All right." And she pats you on the shoulder and just leaves. Meanwhile, Kovar,
So
Oh,
here's the
God.
thing.
here's the thing.
Now, egg on my face. D&D 5.5. If I drop out of the temp HP that Wild Shape gives me, I revert back to my normal form. Which, oh no. But, well, isn't that wonderful? Because that means I can just do it again.
Mhm.
But I'm not casting Call Lightning this time.
Okay.
I am.
What do you call it?
Kovar goes, "You know what, Zake?
Ghostbusters.
Even though you didn't mean to kill that disgusting spitting mimic, I am proud of you. That is a fantastic display of violence." And then I'm going to sprint at the mimic, the last remaining mimic, and I'm going to punch into it as I'm going to cast
I love that.
Contagion, which
Ooh.
is a 5th level spell. I will need it to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Well, its constitution is pretty darn good, but let's see what happens. That is a 15.
That is a fail by 1.
Heck yeah.
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
That is actually no, this guy doesn't have it. Never mind.
Hmm?
The spitting mimic had magical resistance, so it had advantage
Oh,
on those
gotcha.
saving throws, but this guy does
Ooh.
not. Never mind.
Well-
Please continue.
First things first, that's 11d8 necrotic damage. So that's
That's
51 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
Is it still alive?
So, yes, but barely.
Okay.
You grab. Is this one of those where you have to touch it, or is it
Yes,
a?
it is with touch.
Okay. So
Uh,
where do you grab it to inflict this wound?
Really, just the first bit of the blob that immediately is closest to me. I full on just like sink my fist into it a little bit to then
Yeah.
there's this pulse of necrotic energy that almost spider webs into this form and weakens it greatly. It is going to take the poisoned condition. I then choose what ability that it is going to have disadvantage on saving throws for,
Mm,
which I'm going to say, based on vibes,
based on
is
vibes.
gonna be dexterity. Dexterity.
That was a journey. Okay, we're sticking with dexterity.
We're gonna stick with dexterity.
Okay, dexterity
Uh,
saving throws,
dexterity saving throws.
disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, in order to remove this condition, it has to succeed on 3 saving throws. Or if it fails 3, then the poisoned condition lasts for 7 days.
Okay.
If it survives. But just fun little factoid. Then after that, I will once again turn into a dire wolf to once again wild shape up. So I get some temp HP.
Nice.
And then that is going to be my turn.
All right. There's an invisible person who is waiting near a massive mimic that is struggling to stay together. What would you like to do, Iona?
Well, I thank you for asking, because what I would like to cast, what's happening here is that from back behind this, almost from what Kovar would see, where you've just punched this thing, I guess, is your hand still like in it, like from where you've just punched it, almost at the same time as your contagion starts wrapping around it. From behind, you just start to see a halo of a glow, and then almost like it goes up to the sky and then shoots down, because I'm casting Moonbeam on this thing. But I'm casting specifically my Blessings of the Moonlight, Blessed Moonbeam.
Mm.
Yes. There's things happening here. So I would like to cast that, and I'm casting that as well at the, what did I call that? I was gonna say 4th level. Well, maybe for fun, because this, if you said this thing's almost here, we'll go to 5th level for it. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Just to fun it. So I'm casting that at the 5th level. So it needs to make a Constitution save of 17.
Okay. So I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay, cool.
Bad news is
It
it
succeeded.
succeeded on 21. The good news is I'm pretty sure even at half damage, you're going to roll more than 3 hit points.
Oh, yeah, sick. Yeah.
So You can roll if you'd like to, but
I,
as you get that damage, please tell me how you destroy this mimic.
so a couple of things happened because I really wanted to play this class out because it's really cool. Um,
It is.
so well, I guess it didn't go. Either way, so basically, what you see is that where the contagion that Kovar just cast on this thing kind of wraps around it with those dark tendrils, like the dark veins wrapping around it, then suddenly it's like all of the parts that are not covered in that glow white. And it's like it burns from the inside. So it's like it goes black and white until it I like the idea of it like exploding so that there's like this, it's like moon dust everywhere. Like it like imagine just a beautiful glittery like what you would expect to be nasty little chunks is just pretty little glitter that's everywhere. And then from behind where that moonbeam starts to now fade out, you see uh you see Iona standing there with a shrug of just like, I was gonna do something else, but okay. You guys did good. Wait, where's and is looking for Zake and seeing Zake being comforted by a pixie. Just okay. I told you he was going to be dead. Didn't I? Didn't I say that he wasn't gonna make it back to Keen? As she's like rubbing squished mimic off of her quarterstaff.
There's this dire wolf that looks so much more monstrous and terrifying now that it's looking undead as it's wiping its paw on the grass. That was disgusting. I'd like to never do that again.
Oh, prestidigitation.
Oh, delightful.
I don't want it to mat your fur.
Well, I appreciate it.
Zake comes into frame of the two of them holding the BFG, going, "Is there any more?"
And we're going to stop there because I think that is the perfect place to stop. Credits
Amazing.
roll, and the music swells, and the end credit scene is, it's like hours later. You've all made it back to Keen. You've all made it back to Faerun in time. You've gotten your stuff back, and I want to know, as we say goodbye, as you all tell everybody where people can find more of your awesomeness on the internet. Please tell me, what does your character do to celebrate basically successfully completing the mission, and also uh getting back the favor that you got from Keen? And we'll go in what I think I remember the reverse order is. So we'll start with Cujo.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cujo. You can find me all over the places at Cujo Plays Games, or you can follow Crit Hit Chronicles for official show announcements, highlights, updates, that sort of thing. Typically, you'll see me in the GM spot for this main campaign, which we're going to be returning to with our full cast next week. I'm so excited. We've had a wonderful extended break. Life was lifing, and I think we've all recharged our batteries a little bit. So getting back into it with the full swing of things is going to be great. Stream schedule: Mondays, you can catch us for Destiny's Path Trying for the Tusk. If you're a fan of Pathfinder and minis and want to win some minis, then go check out Destiny's Path. It's wonderful. There's going to be a giveaway. It's going to be great. If you are a fan of Daggerheart, you can check out Bitten, which next week we are returning to. The last episode we dealt, like, what was it, Mayor? 3,900 and something damage?
3,490 points of damage
Yes. Yes.
in one
Yes.
attack.
Yep. Chain lightning plus crit plus millions of other little fun little things. It was great. Then words. Thursday, you can catch us for Sagas of Anima, our collaboratively built Daggerheart setting where we're dealing with a masquerade ball and some possible nefarious implications. And then Fridays, check us out for Baldur's Gate. But where we find Kovar, we see him having just spoken with Dar, and with the knowledge of where Rav is, there is an object that they produce from their pack. One of the things that Keen had done for them was provided them with a very important component for plane shift. And as they activate this spell and imagine being yanked through in a very similar way as they did when they went to the Feywild, instead, a creeping, horrific mist slowly creeps through the windows and under the door frame as Kovar is taken to a domain of dread. Yeah. Who's up next?
I don't remember what order I went in, so Ian, go.
Woo! It's me. Oh, what's going on, everybody? I'm Ian, or your boy Big. That's why ABOIBIG. If you put that into your favorite social media, and you'll find me. And if you don't, let me know so we can monopolize that corner of the internet. If you want to know what I'm doing next or what I'm getting into, follow me on Instagram. A lot of my shows have ended, so I'm in the market for new shows. So if you got something and you like your boy, let me know. Where we see Zake, I think this isn't the first time that Zake has been to the night market, even though when he has gone, it hasn't been for things as wild as this. But we do find him like walking down a very large winding path across a wonderful flower plain, and he gets to a very modest hut, right? It's got a little bit of grassland out there, and he's got the BFG strapped to his back because that's his now. And he walks up to the hut, and with the favor that he got, came information and location of a person that he met in the night market a long time ago when he first left his home off the top of the mountain. And he knocks on the door, and that door opens, and he's greeted with a surprising look and a gentle smile as he goes, "Whew, have I got a story to tell you?" He walks into the hut and he enjoys his time.
Excellent. And
That's it.
that's it. Except we have one more wonderful person, Mare.
Hello there. My name is Mare. You can find me all over the internet at Oh Hello Mare. I do my own Twitch variety streams, but you can also catch me on Tuesdays over here on Crit Hit Chronicles / Talking XP with Bitten, with playing my darling Hava. And yeah, that's right now where you can find me. We'll see where you can find me in the future as well, in time. And what you see is departing from the docks of Baldur's Gate, because did the job, got the boat. Keen had assisted had almost said Hava. See, Keen had assisted Iona in retrieving her own sailing vessel back from when it had been stolen, and Keen held on to the pink slip for a little bit. A little favor for a favor, as one can do. So standing up at the bow of her ship that is piloting itself, um, she looks out onto the horizon, looks out over the skyline of Baldur's Gate, and sets sail, hopefully to somewhere, anywhere else, because she knows when it's time to leave. And so that's what she's doing. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's I just
That's awesome. And I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at my website, lauren-urban.com. Just look at the front page. It's the easiest way to do it. Usually I am a player on Fridays under the wonderful Cujo. You can find me playing the Dragonborn Ranger Udazash, who is kind of a chaos person who used to be from the Feywild. and we will see what happens when I hand all of this over to Cujo and say, "Go have fun. Yay." I knew what I was doing and I have no regrets. You can also find me on Sundays playing a tabaxi cleric trying to keep a party alive on Players and Book. I'm also a writer on Fantastical Geographic, which is um, a monthly digest magazine that brings basically a whole bunch of cool stuff to your TTRPG game, no matter where the setting is. It's run by Devin Rue, who's a fantastical and a fantastic cartographer. And hey, if you ever want to play a pickup game on Roll20 and need a cleric fast, you can play my cleric, Dragonborn cleric on Roll20. Just pick Orkira and yay, you're there. And the character that you'll see at the end of this is Keen back at the night market because, every once in a while, she'll make sure that she goes and finds Grandma Thulson because everybody needs a cookie. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and thank you to my lovely players for playing, and thank you to everybody, and we'll see you next encounter. Bye.